the usual.
Oh, all right, cool.
So, okay, yes, we're in Nightstone.
Yep, so you guys are in Nightstone. You see Asmodus go ahead and head right into like the center plaza. They're approaching Morak. There's plenty of the citizens of everybody that you rescued from those caves, and they're off about picking up the debris around this town.
Okay. For one, I'm just gonna kind of meander around and just kind of keep to myself, but also see what's going on.
Okay, gotcha. So S meanders around. Just gonna go around the table here, starting with the people that didn't necessarily move. Victor, what do you do as you see everybody else begin to kind of head into town?
Sorry, I was in the middle making myself some dinner. Let me see where the hell I am first.
Yep, you're just to the left of the drawbridge there. No worries.
I will go into town and see if I can assist.
Okay, gotcha. You go into town to see if you can assist. I'll circle back to you in just a moment. Asmodus, you're approaching Morak.
Yeah, I approached him with like, "Hey, this place."
Real quick, Rashad.
Mhm.
Rye is getting Sin's computer up and going right now, so as soon as Sin comes in and gets done, he should be joining us.
Okay, yeah, no worries. I gotcha. Thank you for letting me know. All right. And you, Asmodus, as you say that to Morak, he turns and faces you. And he says,
Yes, things are quite going well indeed. And somehow these guards here and this Zulkin fellow was already here cleaning up. Is this your doing? Did you convince these people to come and help us?
We sure did. Whilst investigating this area right after the battle, it was flooded with goblins, and we found Kella over there, and I'm gonna point towards Kella. And we once everything was said and over with, and after the unfortunate passing of Lady Valrosa, these riders came in, and we talked them into helping the town and cleaning up and stuff like that. And
he gives you some pretty solid head nods there, kind of taking in the whole story. You can definitely tell that he's grateful for all of the help that you and your group have bestowed upon his little city here. He begins to take out a little piece of paper and writes down, which you can make out to be a name, as he holds it up to you, and he says,
This here's a small message for Dolinar. Dolinar is the eldest son of Lady Valrosa. You all said that you were heading to Brynn, Shander. If you bring him this note and you tell him it's from Morak, he will definitely know that Lady Valrosa has passed, and he'll take your word as gold.
Okay, so he hands out this note to you.
I take the note and I put it in my sleeve pocket of my jacket.
Gotcha. So
tugging it with my business cards.
Gotcha. So Felix, you approach Zulkin and Kea over there. You see that they're kind of in deep conversation with each other. Not seeing you kind of approach. What do you do?
I wanted to see how their plans were coming along.
Okay, gotcha. And so as you approach and kind of like engage into their conversations, you see Zulkin kind of turn his head and give you a pretty sly smile as he says,
Thanks in part to you all rescuing these villagers here and saving my love. I can offer you nothing but thanks there, Felix. Here, I want you to take this.
As he begins to kind of write down on a piece of paper, essentially, and also kind of drawing like what you can make out to be like almost like a serpentine seal or a serpentine picture on like the very edge, as he leans in and kind of whispers in your ear,
If you and your friends ever find yourselves in any establishment of, let's just say, a shady nature, you show them this symbol here, and I guarantee you'll find a friendly face in every shadow.
Right. And so, what do you do with this note as he passes it?
I will stick it in my back pocket.
Gotcha. So
and thank him.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
I would like to, as well, say, keep me in mind for future endeavors, as I am well skilled in this area of expertise.
Gotcha. So what everybody can put into their notes is that you all now have access to the Black Network. Okay. So the notes, access to the Black Network. All right.
Other is what I need.
Yeah, just in your others notes there. And you, Felix, you instantly pick up on all of this right here. As Zolkin turns back to you, Felix,
You said access to the black market, basically?
Black Network.
Black Network. Okay. Okay. Got it.
Zolkin kind of gives you a pretty solid head nod, Felix, before kind of turning back to Kea to kind of continue engaging in their conversation. You're still kind of standing right there. S, what do you do? Kind of like walking around the town here. You do know that building that's labeled 9 is still that trade post where most of those like had basic like swords, shields, and other basic equipment and things of that nature. The owner happened to survive like the onslaught from the goblins.
Curiosity has me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go talk to the gentleman
Gotcha.
down here.
Gotcha. And so as you enter, you see one of like Zolkin's guards kind of guarding the entrance there. He steps aside, allowing you to, as you enter inside this trading post. Anybody else entering this trading post?
I would like to go.
Okay,
My honey
sweet.
is sold there. I would like to see how it's
Gotcha.
doing.
So Asmodeus, Felix, Lysander, are you go approaching the trading post? No, he's driving. You send. You're good. You focus on driving. You just listen. Victor, what are you doing as you see everybody kind of break conversation to head towards the trading post?
Real quick, what was that stone that
If
what was it send past me?
I gotcha. 2 seconds here.
Okay.
It's look up Mind Crystal. It'll be Mind Crystal parentheses subtle parentheses Storm King's Thunder. Okay. When you search the magic items, Mind Crystal subtle.
Okay, got it.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Alright.
So, what does Victor do as you finish, like, kind of like helping escort an elderly couple to their half-destroyed dwelling?
I'll go with the rest inside just to see what's going on.
Okay, gotcha. Sweet. And so as you approach, you see everybody else kind of slowly filtering in behind you, and you see a male probably in his like 40s or so, a little bit of graying hair that's slicked back, and black tunic robes. He looks pretty saddened at the destroyed mess of his shop. And in plain view, there's no more necessarily merchandise there, besides for broken shelves and everything else that the goblins probably ransacked and stole. He turns to face you all as he says,
Well, it looks like those damn goblins took everything. But perhaps I can still be of help to you heroes. Are you guys in need of any new armor or weapons?
as he asked that to the group. Basically, if anybody wants to try to pick up any different, or if you guys want to pick up any other armor or weapons that's like listed in the player's handbook under like the basic equipment, it's all mundane stuff here, like nothing magical, or rather the stuff that he'll actually be able to kind of find for you guys in a secret stash. Anybody interested in picking up other types of armor or weapons, all mundane stuff from the player's handbook? One at a time. Go ahead, Mikey.
Does he have anything above chainmail?
Chainmail for your medium armor?
Yeah, it's classified as heavy armor, actually.
Okay, chainmail. Well, yep, splint. You have 200 gold? You should.
I have 415 actually.
You have 415? Yep. Yep. So you can pick up a split mail if you so choose. Okay.
Mail.
Yep.
Let me take a look at that.
Mhm.
'Cause I wanna...
Only requirement is a strength 15, which you do have, so you'll increase your AC to 17.
I'm trying to find it
Oh,
in the.
if you just go to inventory, like in the inventory spot, and just type in splint, it should pop right up there. But it'll bring your AC to
there it is.
17.
I was saying splint mail, not just splint.
Yeah, it's just splint.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna look at them like. How much for your splint?
All right, and you see him kind of like give a solid nod, as he says, "Those damn goblins, they didn't check my cellar, stupid things." As he kind of like pushes aside like a pretty well hidden rug, to revealing a cellar, he opens it up, kind of and goes down below. And as some of you kind of trail beneath, you do see that he has an abundance of other equipment down there. You as Modus even see a couple of your still preserved and not smashed honey jars. So US can go ahead and he hands you that splint. Anybody else want to try to pick up any equipment, or Felix, anything shady you want to do here?
Actually, I would like to indeed.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check for me, Felix, as you're maybe like the one kind of trailing behind.
You said perception?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception for me.
Never mind.
Okay. So outside of from like on like the main floor here, everything's like is pretty destroyed. Nothing of significant value. But as you're kind of trailing everybody else, but as they're kind of entering like the cellar region, you do see that there is like ample amounts of swords, short bows, a couple of crossbows, hand crossbows there. The store owner here seems to be in deep conversation with S.
I'm kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I also did. I have to pay him the 200 gold, right?
Yep, you have to pay me the 200 gold.
Got it.
Okay.
Let me do that real quick. Make sure I'm up to date on my stuff. All right.
Gotcha. Felix, what do you do with this information?
I would like to go. Let me see. Let me read this.
Yeah, anything particular that you'd be interested in trying to get equipment-wise? Any new armors, weapons, anything like that?
I would like to sell some stuff, but I'm not sure if you would have the.
Well, I did just give him 200 gold.
You
did just give him 200. Let me see what I got in my backpack. I can sell the jade gem and gold necklace.
Okay, gotcha. So you kind of present like this gold gem and necklace. The store owner kind of like looks at you, kind of raises an eyebrow in this like dimly lit cellar, as he says, as he kind of like jingles the 200 gold that S just gave him. Did you not see above? I've got to rebuild. I'm not buying anything right now, but if you want to buy something from any of my stock here, I'll gladly do that.
Curiosity question, Rashad. For daggers, since I can throw those, I'm assuming that's just a single attack, like a single throw?
Yep.
I can't dual throw those?
I mean, yeah, if you have 2 daggers, you can throw.
Oh, too easy. How many daggers does he have?
No, he's got quite a few. And they're relatively cheap. How many are you trying to pick up? I'm gonna say, you know what? Go ahead and roll a D10 for me.
A D10?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a flat D10.
While they're engaging in conversation, I want to kind of look around to see if there's anything that sticks out to me specifically that either piques my interest or just be like, "Ooh, shiny."
No, it's
Six.
everything 6. So he's got 6 daggers there, which would be just a total of 20 gold total if you want to pick up all 6. Okay. US, everything's relatively mundane here. Everything's still in pretty good order. As he's been maintaining this, as if he's been doing a good job maintaining this cellar. As Modus, anything that you're looking to pick up or purchase?
The only thing that I was going to look for was to see if he had any of my healing honeys,
He does not.
like basically healing potions.
No, he does not. There's no potions here.
Gotcha. That's all I wanted to look for, just to see if we had any. See if he had any healing potions.
Gotcha. But US, you do see some ranged weapons there, like a longbow, some short bows, some hand crossbows, even a heavy crossbow. Potentially to round out.
Longbow.
You want a longbow? Okay. So
You said longbow, and there's music to my ears.
Oh yeah. So to kind of help round out your stuff right there, right?
Yep. So I want to look at the merchant and be like, so I have my own chainmail. Would you be willing to trade?
So it's 50 gold and whatnot. But yeah, he'll take the chainmail in exchange for a longbow. So go ahead and add that longbow to your inventory as he takes the chainmail from you. Victor, anything you're looking to pick up weapons or armor wise while you're here?
Actually, I want to try to get some new armor because I'm tired of the disadvantage on stealth.
Okay, gotcha. Are you looking for medium or light armor?
Medium. I was gonna go for breastplate and see if I can trade my scale mail and then the gold necklace and jade, and then just pay the last 200 in gold.
Yep, sure can.
Okay.
So and he gives you a breastplate. He gives you a breastplate in exchange for all of those goods there. You can see kind of like a wider smile across his face as he knows that he's turning a pretty good profit right now off of your group.
Okay. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll take the shield for 10.
I gotcha. Yep. You find a shield off into the corner just as S kind of picks up this very nice ornate longbow in exchange for his armor. And you pick up a shield for another 10 gold there that the merchant gladly takes.
Real quick curiosity question. Are we counting ammunition?
No. Fuck no.
Well, thank God.
Fuck no.
Okay.
Resident Ranger
Save for
here
Felix's
relies
daggers
on
if he starts
arrows.
fucking chucking a bunch and whatnot, but that's more for me and him to keep track of. Okay, Sin, no, you're still muted and you're still driving, it's okay. Sweet, so everybody's finished purchasing whatever mundane weapon or armor that they want, right?
I was going to see if there was some better armor, like a little bit stronger than leather.
Gotcha. So,
Going off your recommendations.
So for you, as you're kind of talking to that merchant, you can pick up studded leather, right, which is light armor. It'd be 12 plus your dex would be your new AC. So that would be 15, which would be higher than your current AC if you were to pick up some studded leather. Okay, you are proficient only in light armor too. So right now that would be your best option to raise your armor class. Do you want to pick up some studded leather?
Yeah, I'll pick up some studded leather.
Gotcha. Do you have 45 gold?
I can trade him the gold necklace worth 50.
And he accepts that. Yep, you trade the gold necklace and you get studded leather, okay? And just be sure to equip it so that it changes up your AC there, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. And so as everybody's kind of completed their rounds of purchasing their new equipment, the merchant shows you all back upstairs to the trade floor, closes up the cellar, kind of moves the rug right over it, right? Who has a passive perception over 15? I don't think anybody does. Right. 12 for Asmodus, 12 for Felix, 12,
9 for me.
12, and then 9. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so as you all kind of come outside that trade that trade post, you don't see anything amiss around in the city, but slowly as time kind of continues to pass by, you begin to see an enormous tower floating on a billowy cloud, almost like 1,000 feet overhead. what you can is you kind of squint your eyes on how far it's out. The tower must be like hundreds of feet tall, and its spires look strangely like a pointy wizard's hat.
Wait.
You guys are all the ones that kind of at first noticed this.
Hang on. Who's got a tall ass wizard hat?
So it's
too busy
a
packing the hole ready to take a hit.
it's a huge tower floating about 1,000 feet in the sky on top of a cloud. It's a bit out in the distance, but you all can barely make it out. Nobody else in this town has seemed to notice this thing.
I'm gonna look at everybody and I'm just gonna be like, please tell me I'm not the only one that sees this.
Like, yeah, no, you didn't get a hold of my special, honey, because I see it too.
Okay. Yep, you see other townsfolk still going in and out of their dwellings. You see Morak still there, kind of directing traffic.
Where's some magic beans when you need them?
Oh, actually, you know what? Just for my character specifically, which one of these is the leader of the commoners?
Morak,
Is it
the one right in the
Morak?
right in the center.
All right, I'm gonna quickly walk over to him and be like, "You guys sell tobacco here?"
Tobacco. No, not here.
Damn.
Our main crop is just potatoes and corn.
Ah, the best kind of crop.
Okay. Sweet. And as you guys kind of keep your eyes on the cloud, you do see it continuing to kind of slowly approach. The other nimbus clouds starting to obscure that tower.
I'm gonna let Alessander know, since he's the one with like a small regiment under his wing. So I'm gonna let him know what we've seen.
Gotcha. So as you inform Zulkin of this approaching tower, you kind of point it out to him just as it breaks a couple of clouds becoming visible, right? And as it does, Zulkin kind of speaks up.
That there is a cloud giant fortress. Weren't you the ones that say cloud giants attacked this village?
That's correct.
Perhaps they've returned. Quickly, get these people to cover. We can't have them suffer another attack.
What do you guys do?
I'm gonna quickly run back over to the shopkeeper and be like, "Hey, how big is your cellar?"
Okay. The cellar, from what you can tell, it can hold probably about 15-ish people pretty comfortably.
I'm gonna go hear that, and then I'm gonna go to Mirak and be like, unless you don't give a shit about your people, I suggest you go hide in that trade person's cellar.
Okay.
And let us take care of this.
Gotcha. He gives a nod and begins to bellowing orders. Asmodus, what do you do?
Asmodus was gonna kind of like hop on a rock and start giving orders with Morkan of like evacuation to the cellar.
I like it. Felix, as you see Asmodus jump onto this rock just north of you, begin shouting orders. You see S talking to Morak, who gives a solid nod before he begins issuing orders for people to kind of evacuate to the trade post there. Felix, what do you do?
I would like to talk to Alessander and Kella and ask them if they know of any safe areas in the immediate surroundings.
They both turn to you and kind of give a shrug, as you know that they're both visitors to this settlement. They're not inherent residents, right? But you, Felix, do see a majority of these villagers beginning to head towards that trading post that you guys just left. Victor, what do you do, seeing all this happening?
I'm just gonna find a place to post up, grab my crossbow, and keep an eye out on it.
Okay, gotcha. So you find a place to post up, right? And as this tower begins to continue to approach, you are all able to get these villagers into positions of safety, right? And none are in obvious sight, none are out walking around, right? But as this tower drifts closer, you begin to see stairs made of clouds begin to form underneath it, and it seems to be descending towards the town. You see hundreds of cloud stairs, and they end about right here.
Oh, that answers my question. I'm gonna go ahead and stand right here at the base of the bridge.
Okay.
And I'm going to get I'm getting my great sword out, but I'm gonna hold it so that I have the point down on the ground, and I'm kind of holding it like a sentinel.
Okay, gotcha. Asmodus? You
I'm
see S
kinda-
begin to like hold his great sword there out in front. Go, continue.
Yeah, no, I'm behind that rock right there, in a ready position with my longbow aimed
Okay.
right over his shoulder just in case.
Gotcha. You watch Felix kind of run right past you and get to one of the guard towers that controls the drawbridge. Felix, what do you do?
Felix.
I was muted. I would like to stand guard at the top and be prepared to retract the drawbridge if necessary.
Gotcha. So your eyes are peeled towards those cloud steps, but even though it rises 1,000 feet in the air, you don't see any immediate cloud giants coming down. Victor, what do you do?
I am going to go ahead and pop out my turret.
You sure?
Just to be on the safe side, I want to go ahead and make it the protectorate.
Okay, gotcha. So you go ahead and summon your Eldritch Karen. Eldritch Karen.
Is that like a super Karen?
There you go. And where are you positioning yourself here within the town?
Who was at the drawbridge again?
S. Felix Asmodus, go ahead and roll perception checks for me.
You got it.
Yeah, Victor, where you position yourself as you summon your Protector Eldritch Cannon?
No, they went up to. Oh, okay, hold on a second.
Why can't I fucking...
Side
I gotta
note,
refresh.
I'm about to pull in. However, with me casting Bonk now instead, I'm gonna go stand up next to
Next to S?
S with my sword on my shoulder.
Okay.
Why am I not rolling?
We'll come up there.
Try closing the app and then open it back up again. Shit, no, you're on your computer. If you're not able to
No,
click
got it.
Okay.
Figured it out.
Cool. Go ahead and roll that
So
perception check there.
Yes.
As you all still have your eyes peeled towards those stairs, and you
And
still
cloud.
yeah, you still see no giants coming down, what you presume to be giants. It's just stairs that lead up and up and up.
I really don't trust it, but now my curiosity is starting to get to the best of me. I'm going to slowly make my way towards the steps,
Okay.
and I'm gonna kind of. You said that like right here, where my
Yeah, and
in
as
this area?
as you put your first foot onto one of these steps, it surprises you that it's not fluffy or anything like that. It's actually almost hard as cement. And there's no way that your foot is going through that.
I kind of do that anime like what the fuck. Hey guys, we can walk on this.
He's a lost cause. Drawbridge goes up. We leave him out there.
Wouldn't be the first time.
No. I'll stand guard and I will just observe.
Okay, gotcha. So as you continue, you take a few other steps, and all are solid. As Modus, Lysander, Victor, you all see S begin to still having his great sword at the ready. He ascends the stairs.
I'm following behind with
Yeah,
Okay.
behind them. I'm gonna get behind Lysander and start following up the stairs behind S, behind Lysander.
Gotcha, Victor.
I'm wondering if I smoke something bad to see people walking on fucking clouds.
Nope, you didn't get into my special
No,
money.
yeah,
Sorry.
and they continue to ascend, and the clouds are still holding very firm. And they get higher and higher and higher. Their forms beginning to like even kind of shrinking from your view, Felix and Victor.
I will wait until they're just about out of range of my longbow, and then I will slowly start to follow behind.
Gotcha. So you, Felix, begin to follow behind while the other three are still probably almost like a few hundred feet out in front of you. You, Victor, you see Felix begin to ascend the steps.
God damn it, I guess we're doing this.
Okay, and just with a little bit of hesitation, Victor kind of slinks out and begins to kind of make that ascent. And you guys travel for what seems like forever, but eventually...
Are we there yet?
But eventually what you guys come upon is a very large, mystical appearing tower. The tower rests atop this cloud that fills solid underfoot. In front of you is an open archway that leads to what appears to be an empty vestibule, at the back of which hangs a translucent blue curtain that flaps in the breeze.
I'm going to walk straight up there, but instead of just going straight through, I want to see if there's like a divide in the curtain, and if there is, I want to kind of gently peer through it, just kind of see if there's anything on the other side.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me. Felix, as Modus, you see S begin to head towards this translucent blue curtain. It's slightly, it's like translucent and opaque, like not being able to necessarily see through it, but it looks like you should be able to. 17 on the investigation. Gotcha. I'll come back to you in just a second. As Modus, Felix, what do you guys do?
So it's kind of like one of those shower curtains that, like,
yeah, like an obscuring, like an obscuring, yeah, an obscuring shower curtain. I like that.
Gotcha. Okay. As Modus is gonna kind of like get behind S's shoulders at the ready with his longbow, waiting for like a word of like, you can come over and like.
Gotcha. So S, as you're kind of taking a closer look at this curtain, you don't see any obvious like see-through holes or anything like that, or slits in it, but you don't see any obvious traps associated with moving this curtain in any way. Felix, what do you do?
Felix is kind of just gonna be peering his head around that opening and watching until they like disappear.
Gotcha. And Lysander, you walk right up next to Asmodus and S. Anything that you do in particular?
I'm gonna say open sesame and try to open it.
Okay, gotcha. And Victor, what do you do?
I am going to put away my crossbow and pull out my shield and just walk behind them.
Okay, and you walk behind him, and as you guys, almost in tandem, S and Lysander, as you open the curtain, what you guys see is beyond this curtain lies a 100-foot high hexagonal chamber containing a giant-sized wooden table and a giant-sized stone chair. Dangling from the ceiling by iron chains, you see like 6 crystal spears with continual flame spells cast upon them. These illuminated spears keep the room brightly lit. And what you see as you like kind of peer up this 100-foot tall chamber is a hole in the ceiling that's probably about 20 feet high, or sorry, 20 feet wide. Let me erase all of this stuff. Boop, boop. Boop. So this is what you guys see.
Why do I feel like we're in a Giants reception office?
Sorry, I didn't hear anything because I think my headphone was disconnected. I do apologize.
No, you're fine. S, as you go through, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Sure.
And you, as Modus, enter the chamber. Lysander, you enter the chamber, and manage the rest of you all file in. So an 18?
Got an 18.
Okay, gotcha. So you, S, as you're kind of surveying the area, looking for any potential dangers in the immediate vicinity for you and your party, you look up at the right moment to see what appears to be a very long, wispy white beard that kind of like sinks down and like from that hole in the ceiling. You see like edges of a purple robe kind of floating along the sides, as a large gray face with almost milky white eyes kind of peers down. As this is like 100 feet in the air, peering down at you all, right, is what you can assume to be a cloud giant, right? And on his very weathered lips, he forms a smile.
I'm just gonna look up and without talking to any one specific person, I'm gonna like, I've seen some scary shit, but I think this wins.
Hello?
I'm gonna look up at him and be like, fee, fi, fo, fum. Did you do that to the people down below?
People
swear to God,
below? No. Hello, friends, and welcome to my mystical tower.
And as he says that, right, he begins to stand, and that head gets ever so distant, as he stands up erect, and steps out and through the hole, and drifts down slowly towards the group, landing gracefully. And you guys have in front of you is probably it's a cloud giant that's anywhere between like 40 to 50 feet tall, with extremely large hands, an extremely large purple robe, and maybe like a 20-foot long white beard that he strokes gently. As he says,
You say an attack? An attack on where?
There's actually a city where we came from. Go ahead, Sin. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I'm just gonna be like, because I was trying to listen. Like we were like right outside. Like we walked up from the city, right? So like,
Well, what's the name of this city? I've been traveling for quite some time.
Alright, Nightstone.
There we go. That one. Nightstone.
Well, yes, of course. I've been using Contact Other Planes. I've been trying to find a way to set things right. I don't know much of this Nightstone, but my entities told me that I would find heroes here.
So you're not the one that attacked the city.
Well, what do you think attacked the city? It's curious, isn't it?
We were told it was people like you.
Cloud giants, you say?
You can forgive me for being a little hesitant with your trust.
Not just cloud giants, just giants in general.
Well, with the ordning being shattered, many giants are seeking ways to appease our god. Have you
Would acquiring an actual Nightstone be involved in that?
Perhaps if it would bring glory, our god, the All-Father, Anam, he shattered the ordning, the structure that we cloud giants go by and live by. It's a hierarchy, and with it being shattered, other factions have set upon the world to try to gain the All-Father's favor for their race to sit upon the throne.
Interesting.
I was just about to ask, this thing that was shattered, it has a religious purpose to your people?
The ordning is the caste system amongst the giants. Storm giants once ruled all giant kind, but with the ordning being shattered by the All-Father, any giant kind between fire, hill, cloud, storm can take the mantle to rule all. I have been trying to restore as much as I can to the natural order of things. What are your names? Are you the heroes that my castle has chosen?
I'm gonna look up at him. I'm gonna look up at him and be like, my name's Shander. This one is S. That one is Asmodus, and just point to each of them as I'm going through. That one is Victor, and that one is
Felix.
Felix. Sorry, sneaky ones usually tend to stay away from my gaze.
Going to hand him the B-Suite business card, like, here you go. It's a very tiny card to him. It's a very tiny card.
And as you kind of like approach like the edge, the sole of his boot there, you kind of like put your little card there because he towers over all of you there. He kind of like looks down at you, Asmodus, as he says,
You're an interesting one there. And I believe your name was Asmodus.
and as he says that, you all see like the milky white of his eyes kind of not necessarily gloss over, but as if that milkiness begins to clear slightly, as if he's coming to, like a realization, right? And in a moment, there's a big aha.
I take note of this, and I'm starting to watch this giant extremely carefully.
You are all the ones mentioned by my planar entities. You are the ones that have been chosen to restore the ordning. You might not know it of yet, but you all have a great destiny ahead of each of you. You, human, I believe your name is Victor.
Oh crap. I mean, yes.
I didn't mean to break your...
What is your destination? Of course you seem to be traveling somewhere.
We are traveling to... Give me a second.
Yeah, I gotta find my notes.
I know we're going north to talk to the eldest brother.
North, you
In
say?
Brynn Shack.
All the way in
Yes.
Icewindale?
Yes, I think it's Brynn Shack, I believe is the name of the town
Ah,
that we're going to.
Brynn Shander. That is a fine town, one of the largest in Icewindale. Perhaps I and my tower can be of assistance to all of you. I
It'd
can
be very much appreciated.
pledge my assistance to have you all travel there safely, and you can take residence within my tower.
Team huddle.
It'd be
Okay.
okay. I was gonna get into the team huddle.
Okay, and you all kind of distance yourselves from the giant as he gives you all a solid nod before kind of turning to his seat, like his stone throne, and having a seat and hands on top of a huge table.
All right. And can I get into character here? I do not like this guy one bit.
I mean, it could be worse. We could walk. If you want to, or we could take the chariot that I had hired. I mean, he's still chilling.
Okay.
Also, I'm just gonna put it this way: he kinda could have stepped on us already.
That is true.
So what you guys
Giant
know
speed.
is that Brynn Shander, from where Nightstone is easily about 1,500 miles away.
Holy fuck.
I'm not walking that.
like-
I would never put a horse through that either.
You guys are, like, I just changed the map. You guys are right here. Brynn Shander is all the way up here. That's about 1,500 miles.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna- I'm just gonna like turn around, look at the giant, and be like, "You promise not to step on us?"
Or eat
Of
us.
course not. I hold small folk in the higher regard than most giants. I am a researcher after all, and I've spent years studying small folk such as yourselves. Find you all most entertaining and interesting. After all, a group of adventurers stopped the summoning of Tiamat, after all.
And one more thing. I'm sorry, it's just a stupid quick question to him. One more thing. Do you have something that's our size that will happily take us and be able to feed us?
My griffins lay the finest of eggs. Now I know I make omelets out of them, but perhaps one egg can fill the lot of you for a week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I look at everybody, I'm like, he said omelets, I'm down.
I'm already over here, and I want to. I'm not going to try and do a full-on conversation because we don't have the time for all that. But I'm going to start engaging idle conversation about research because he says he's a researcher and S
Yes.
likes stuff like that.
Gotcha. I'll circle back to US in just a second about. Oh no, actually, better yet. So as you bring up, like, as research kind of like piques your interest, he turns to US.
Yes, I have an expansive library on the second floor of my tower, but please, I beg of thee, and is my one request, that you cloister yourselves to only the first floor. I will perhaps be able to fetch some of the books I have written, so you can learn about all of my travels and the things that I have found and seen.
This intrigues me. I'll wait. I'll wait here for your research.
Sounds like he's
Also-
hiding some shit on the other floors.
Also, my griffins in the Eyrie, which is the top floor of the tower, tends to be very wary of any travelers. Please stay away from the Eyrie as well.
I can respect that.
Quick question. If you still happen to find another honey recipe that I've never heard of, please let me know.
I could find some. I could probably find it in the library.
I once came upon a hive of giant bees, and they had the finest of honey. It was many, many years ago, as
You can see him about to begin to enter into a tangent. What do you guys do?
Asmodeus is like sitting by the table, listening very intently because
Gotcha.
intrigues him.
Gotcha. And then he begins to talk and talk and talk. And as you guys begin to try to interject, he just keeps going and going and going. You guys have been listening for about 20 minutes now of him going on to a very long story about bees and being able to wrangle up a different types of bees, like fighting like this giant wasp. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna look at him.
Oh.
I'm gonna look at him and Asmodeus and be like, I understand you guys have a love quarrel right now with bees. How are we getting any closer to Brynn, Shander? And I'm hungry.
And as you say that, he continues to go on and on as if he's like transfixed by his storytelling here. Felix, Victor, what do you guys do as you hear Lysander kind of inject his thoughts towards Zephyros as he's introduced himself.
Stealth check. I want to check out that second floor.
So the second floor is, so you look around and there is no stairway. It is just 100 feet in the air with a 20-foot hole in the ceiling. Can you
Can
fly?
I cannot.
I can. I'm going to wait. Let me make sure I can before. I do believe I can as a Azamar. That would be underneath all.
Yeah, I think you can give yourself
I
wings
don't-
or something like that, right?
Yeah, that's what I
Or
think.
no, I don't know if that's fallen ASMR. I think your
No,
wings like
fallen
burn or something
don't.
like that.
So mine says necrotic shroud.
Yeah, the fallen ones, yeah, you lose your wings
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
fell.
because you've fallen from grace.
Nope, because it says I transform.
Yeah, they're like so.
Yeah.
What the shroud is it's your fallen wings that are there to protect you. I've played a fallen Asmar before.
No, I'm Sag, but that's okay.
Okay, but you, Felix, your eyes kind of continue to kind of look towards that ceiling there. Did you want to take a look around the castle? At all, like throughout the outside, as Zephyros is still going on and on and on with his long story.
Yeah.
I want to take a
I would-
look at statues.
All right,
see
Felix,
if
go
there's
ahead.
anything that stands out.
All right, I got you. Just give me a second.
You said there was an outside, correct?
Yeah, there's an outside. You know, all of that cloud is solid and whatnot. Go ahead and roll a perception or investigation check, your choice, as you kind of make your way around the tower there. Victor, what do you do seeing all of this? You're kind of like almost tone deaf from the conversation and the story that Zephyros is telling. US, go ahead and roll an investigation check as you approach what doesn't appear to be armor, but instead a statue Victor. Ooh,
Dirty 20.
nice.
I'm gonna just find a corner and just like sit down because I don't want to be rude and get all over his place.
Gotcha. So he
Don't want
continues-
this off to do that can just like flick me off the top of his tower.
Gotcha. So you, Felix, as you look around, and you're kind of like eyeing different, you see only a couple of windows here. There's some on the first floor, and they are very large, anywhere between like 15 to 20 feet, kind of in height, and like 10 feet wide. So very large windows. There's no obvious like handholds to be able to kind of scale the outside of the tower, but it is kind of cut into almost like a brick-like fashion. But no obvious handholds. But you think that from your years of scaling into people's windows and things of that nature, that perhaps there's a chance for you to scale this wall.
I would indeed like to attempt to scale the wall.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll either acrobatics or athletics check for me.
Oof. 14.
So 14. So as you kind of like think that you found a position on the wall where you might get a good grip, you're able to kind of like grip an edge of the brick, kind of stabbing in one of your daggers. You get a little bit of leverage as you get about 5 feet before hitting another section of this tower, before you feel yourself sliding down and you kind of land back onto the cloud floor there.
Can I kind of circle around, see if I find any like kind of
Like an easier approach?
yeah, like maybe a ladder or something.
Gotcha. No, definitely no ladders here, but go and roll another investigation check for me. And you, as you take a look at this statue in front of you, you see that it is in the liking of Zephyros, but perhaps if he was maybe 100 years younger. And on the opposite side is a far older looking version of Zephyros, much older than what he appears now, as if almost it's a past, present, and future presentation.
Sure.
Asmodus, what do you do as you're still deep in conversation as Zephyros is continue on to his story because of you triggering him?
Hey Rashad, real quick, I'm gonna order food on DoorDash. I'm gonna mute myself, but I will be listening to conversations. You guys keep going, and I'm just gonna be temporarily AFK.
Okay, gotcha.
As this conversation is going, as Modus is like taking a like more or less a relaxed stance and basically sat on the table listening to
Yeah, you managed to climb on top of the table to and sit there as Zephyros kind of goes on. You, Felix, find another spot on this tower which you think that you can begin to try to scale. Go ahead and roll another athletics or acrobatics check for me. Sweet, a 20. So on the 20, so 20 there, you managed to kind of finesse your kind of fine-tune your technique there with your double daggers being able to kind of dig into the side. As you managed to get about 20 feet up this tower, you see a window to the second floor that's still 80 feet above you. What do you do?
Oh. No. Can I use some of my rope to like make an anchor? Just in case I do fall, it will catch me?
Yeah. Certainly. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand or survival check for me to see how well you're able to tie off your lines.
Oh, shit.
Gotcha. So you think you're pretty secured. So you managed to loop around. You managed to dig in your dagger kind of below you. You loop it around enough to you give it a little tug right there, and it doesn't necessarily slip right away. What do you do?
All right. I will continue up.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll another acrobatics or athletics check for me. Sweet.
17.
Sweet. So, and as you continue to climb another like 10 to 15 like feet. But as you're about to slam your dagger into the next one, whatnot, you begin to feel the rope underneath you kind of give way as it's tied to you, but no longer tied to the dagger below you. And you're now 40 feet in the air with that window about 40 feet above you.
All right. I will attempt to make another anchor.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll either a sleight of hand or a survival check for me.
Fuck.
And 10. So you once again kind of like wrap around the dagger. You kind of do it a few more times, kind of make a what you seem to be a pretty solid knot. You have your daggers in hand against the side of this tower. You look up, then you look down, and down's a far way.
I'm already fucking halfway. I continue on.
Okay, another acrobatics check for me. As the rest of you begin to hear almost like a steady scrape, but you as Modus are still engaged with Zephyros, who seems to be going on and on and on, unknowing of any of this scraping sound against the back wall. Sweet.
Yeah. As he's talking, as Modus is gonna hold out a jar of his special honey.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you pulled out a jar of the special honey?
And offer it to Zephyros.
You see Zephyros's eyes light up as a huge finger gets pointed towards you. All right. And that's a 14 from you, Felix, in the acrobatics. As Lysander, you both and you, Victor, still hear like the scratch coming from the northeast wall there. What do you guys do?
Go ahead. Go for it then.
Yeah, go ahead, Lysander, then S, then Victor.
I'm gonna look up at Zephyros and ask. I just deleted my token. My bad. Knowingly that he can hear me, I'm gonna look at him and be like, "Hey, by chance, do your griffins, could I ride one of your griffins? I've been wanting to learn how to ride one since I've fallen, and would like to try out if your griffins are tame enough for it."
This honey is delicious. Thank you. My griffins, no, they'll eat your little body alive. They're not like regular these small human-like griffins. These are giant griffins made and bred for cloud giants to ride. They would not
Do they have babies right now?
He shakes his head fervently as he holds out another finger to Asmodus, waiting for some more honey to be lathered onto his finger. S, what do? You hear Lysander begin to try to engage in that conversation about the griffins.
So, do I know which statue is a present and or a past and future, or past and present?
No, the future is on the left. The past. Sorry, the future is on the left. The past is on the right.
I wonder if there's any relevance to that.
While Asmodus is scraping the honey, putting it on his finger. Hey, about food. Do you mind if we get some?
Certainly. I will be right back. As he says that, he gets up, kind of scraping that very stone chair right behind him. As you, Felix, you hit your second dagger, kind of against that wall right above you. Before you begin to slowly slide downward with your hands, I need you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit.
As you, Lysander, hear the scratch of dagger against stone.
I'm running over to, I see him. I've known he was climbing up, so I'm just going to run over and just be ready to catch him just in case.
That's a solid wall between you right now, and there's no clear window. You do not see Felix.
Oh, that's not a saving throw. My bad.
Oh, well, I'm just going to... Can I climb into the giant...
Oh, no.
You certainly can. Yep, you certainly can.
Go.
Right, and as you take, you sit onto Zephyros' seat there. He gives you like a very solid smile and a little chuckle as he begins to levitate to go back up to the second floor to fetch some food for you all. Just as you, Felix, begin to continue to slide as you descend about 20 feet, but your rope seemingly catches you. and you're now hanging like by
Oh, no.
you're now hanging down the side of this wall, almost kind of being held upright by your rope, with no feet or arms attached to the wall right now. What do you do?
I would like to try to get back attached to that wall.
Gotcha. Go ahead and make another acrobatics check for me.
Fuck.
Sweet. So as you do, you begin to almost kind of like tink, tink, tink with your dagger against the stone wall. As you, Felix, begin to hear a boisterous voice that says,
That's a strange noise.
No.
Where's that coming from?
As you all see Zephyros's large head kind of peer down that 20-foot wide hole, as he says to the group down there,
Do you all also hear a weird scratching sound?
I immediately, before anybody can pay attention, I grab one of. Let me check my inventory first, real quick, because I think I still have it. Okay, yeah, I take one of my short swords that are in my backpack, and I just start tapping on the statue to mimic his attempts of hitting the wall.
go ahead and roll a deception check for me.
Does an 18 work?
That sounds very similar, but it was coming from outside, not inside the tower.
Damn it.
Do you... Wait a minute.
Oh no.
Where's your other friend? Felix.
I'm gonna try to attempt to lie at him again. I'm like, wait, you guys were supposed to be keeping an eye on him.
Felix, you're able to go. Felix, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Oh god, I need to get down. Perception, you said?
Yeah, perception. I'm gonna see how well you're able to hear this, if at all. Okay, so you, Felix, what you can make out is you definitely heard like the what is that noise? Like voice coming out from Zephyros, but beyond that, you just hear muffled talking from this giant. That you kind of infer that he's probably talking to the rest of your group.
I would like to get back down.
Gotcha. So you're
Attempt to get back down.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll another acrobatics check here for me.
Come on. Okay, 23.
Sweet. So you managed to find the right angle to kind of like twist your body. You hit your dagger against the side of this building, catching yourself, making yourself upright, getting back down to that first initial dagger, and you make your way down to the hard, solid clouds.
I would like to casually walk back in.
And as you walk back in, Zephyros' head is still down there, kind of watching S, kind of still tink, tink, tink against that statue, as Zephyros says,
Ah, Felix, did you go out for some fresh air? The air's a bit thin up here, and you lowlanders might get lightheaded. I'd advise only spending so much time outside. The air is much thicker inside the tower. Be careful now, yes?
Yes, I was wondering what that tinking sound was, so I went outside to investigate.
Oh, you heard it too? Interesting. Well, thank you for... Did you find anything out there?
It was a bird strike.
Ah, that makes sense. These birds, sometimes they're a bit dim-witted and they fly into my tower after all. But your friends have requested some food, so I will go fetch some. Give me some time. Please, make yourselves comfortable. When you're ready to rest, lay out your mats where you will.
all right, so when you guys are ready to kind of like retire for the night, you just let me know, as Zephyros vanishes. You do hear kind of like the rustling around of like bowls and things of that nature from 100 feet above you guys. What do you guys talk about amongst yourselves?
Not about what just happened.
I'm gonna walk straight up to Felix and like, wait, so How tall is Felix compared to me? Because I'm 6'9".
Felix is like right at 6 foot.
Okay, so I kind of look down at you a little bit, and I get in your face, and I'm like, what the fuck were you thinking?
He was hiding something, obviously. He doesn't want us on the second floor, so I went to investigate. Turns out, it is very hard to get up.
You don't say.
There might be a reason why he said not to go up there, but you know, what do I know?
I plan on looking at some of his research in this library. I want to learn as much as I can about this guy, because there's something about him that doesn't make sense.
Giant monster means giant.
No, look at the statues. Do they resemble anybody?
Can I like?
and as S says that, he points out to everybody that the statue on the right looks like a much younger Zephyros, like as if he's like 100 or so years younger, while the one on the right, or sorry, one on the left, looks like he's maybe 100 years older. Almost so, the one on the right is like past, Zephyros in the present, and the far left is Zephyros in the future.
Now I'm going to ask everybody a very interesting question. Why would someone have an older version of themselves as a statue when they don't even look like, they don't know what they're going to look like in the future?
He's a time traveler.
Bingo.
I don't know, but the answer is probably on the second floor. Anybody got any ideas?
I want to come to, while they're thinking about that, I want to see, is there anything on the future statue that stands out to me?
Let's go and do a group investigation check here for me as everybody kind of huddles around that statue.
I got a 12.
Yeah, it's gonna be a group check here.
Oh, now I get a fucking good check. Okay, I see how it is.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's the spirit.
So as everybody kind of coalesces around that future appearing a statue, 5 for Lysander, nice. Don't worry, the average beats out like the not so good rolls there, right? You all don't sense any like arcane magic associated with this statue at all, right? In fact, you maybe think it looks a bit eccentric. Like eccentric being in, he's very focused on himself. Like it looks a bit more stoic than what he currently kind of presents himself as.
Can Felix see if it's made of anything valuable? Like if there's any like stones or gems imbued in it?
There's no gems or precious stones imbued in it. It's just like a very large slab of rock.
Okay, I will announce to everyone, don't mind me, I'm going to get some more fresh air.
You do that. Is there anything on like physical, like a physical trait of the statue, like a piece of his attire that stands out? Is there any like symbolism on it? Is there any kind of wording, descriptions, a plaque even?
No, there's no wording or plaques. It's just like the very likeness of Zephyros, as if he were probably 100 years like older. There's no mystic feeling coming off of this statue. And it definitely does not appear to have like an evil presence or an evil expression on Zephyros's withered old face. In fact, it looks almost happy.
Okay. I want to go to the past statue and I want to do the same thing. I want to investigate it and see what sticks out.
Sweet. And you see a much more like a studious, you look like a lot more studious of an expression on Zephyros's younger face, as if somebody that's willing to dedicate their years of their own life towards research.
Okay. Interesting. So after that, I want to check the other furniture. Like, obviously, there's only 2 other pieces of furniture: the table and the chair. I'm gonna
Yep, it's
see if there's anything that sticks out with those.
oh, just a big ass table and a big ass chair. Asmodeus,
Very
Victor, you all see S kind of explaining some stuff to you and his insights on these statues. Anything you guys do as Lysander and Felix kind of head outside?
Well, I would like to. Are these light fixtures on the ground? Or are they in the air?
The light fixtures are floating off of chains from the ceiling. They're probably about like 40 feet, like up in the air from you guys. And you know that it is being illuminated by a continual flame spell.
Okay, gotcha. So like a forever fire. Got it.
And Victor S. and Asmodeus, you begin to hear like a voice like, I found it. Yes. Almost done. Hold on down there. As Zephoros announces that to the group. Lysander, Felix, you guys make your way to the outside of the tower. What are you guys looking to do?
I want to start climbing like he was.
Yes, indeed. I want another go.
Okay, we gotcha. You both go ahead and roll either athletics or acrobatics.
Can I make a bet with Lysander?
What are we betting?
20 gold, whoever makes it highest.
Okay, I started off with a 19, by the way.
Oh, fuck. What are we rolling? Acrobatics, right?
The biggest never mind I ever heard.
I'm doing athletics, you do acrobatics, I guess, because it's probably better for you.
21!
21. Sweet. So you both kind of look at each other, Felix daggers in hand. You, Lysander, like have like a dagger in your greatsword there. You're able to kind of first carve like a nice little handhold into the side of the wall, giving yourself good leverage, before making another handhold right above you, as both of you guys are able to ascend towards the 20 feet. Another window lays about 80 feet above you both.
Well, let's make this even more interesting. I'm gonna look over at him and be like, let's do 75 gold. And then I'm gonna continue up, and that's a 10.
Okay.
I will take that bet.
And go ahead and roll an acrobatics or athletics check. Sweet. Sweet. So you, Felix, begin to kind of gain on Lysander, who at first had like a little bit of a head start on you, but you, Lysander, begin to feel one of your hands slip. Felix, what do you do as you see Lysander hand slip from the wall? And he's got one hand still holding on. One hand is slipped from the wall.
Can I reach down?
You can.
And kind of get his hand back towards the wall, like in a better spot?
Go and roll an acrobatics check for me.
I'm going to roll out. I'm going to run out good checks. 13?
13. Lysander, go ahead and roll a athletics check to see how well you're able to kind of outstretch your arm as you see Felix kind of like single dagger in hand, whatnot.
Italy.
Sweet. So you barely managed to like kind of scrape fingers together, and at the last moment where you think both of your grips are about to loosen, you, Felix, managed to push Lysander's hand back onto the wall, and he does not fall.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, yup, just gonna give you the 75 gold for saving my life.
So you guys are both probably about 40 feet in the air with about another 40 feet left to go as Zephoros descends down that 100-foot drop with his levitating. He's carrying a huge plate of what appears to be like almost what to your size mountains of scrambled eggs.
Can Felix like smell the food?
You can. These are like, it's just like a mountain of fucking scrambled eggs as Zephoros places it onto his table. He says to the group,
Now, friends, who's hungry? I don't have small folk utensils, but feel free to literally dive right in.
On that
as he
look.
says that, as Modus is gonna be like, can you finish that story from earlier about the bees, right? And the honey? As Modus starts eating and listening intently.
Okay, I gotcha.
I'm gonna look over at Zephyros and be like, I will return. I'm gonna go get some fresh air for a second. I won't be long. I can. I just need a minute.
He gives you a
Something
very
crossed my
solid
mind.
nod as he watches you depart. You as Modus sit right up on that table and begin to enjoy. Victor, what do you do?
I'm gonna go up to the table, start digging in while wondering whether or not he's gonna just stomp on us or throw us off the damn tower when he realizes what the fuck they've been doing.
Okay, gotcha. And Zephyros begins to go back off on one of his long tangents. Felix, Lysander, and S, you all begin to hear Zephyros spin another tale. You, S, find Felix and Lysander about 40 feet up, scaling this wall.
I have no way to telepathically talk to them, do I?
You're not, but you could. I mean, they can. If you raise your voice, you can definitely. They can definitely hear you.
I'm gonna look at them like, hey, dipshits!
I'm just gonna ignore him and just keep climbing.
Okay,
Yeah, like I didn't hear
On
him.
the first floor.
Lysander, go ahead and roll another athletics or acrobatics check for me. Felix, you hear.
Nat 20!
Nice. Felix, you hear S kind of call you from below. What do you do as you see Lysander continue to ascend another 20 feet?
I look down at him and tell him to fuck off. I'm about to win some more gold.
Go ahead and roll another athletics or acrobatics check. 19. Is you two manage to ascend another 20 feet. You're 60 feet in the air right now with about another 20 feet to go.
Oh,
you
shit.
see them continue to ascend, and he decides to head back in.
Yeah,
The
so-
smell of scrambled eggs kind of fills your nostrils within this chamber. Lysander and S. Yep, go ahead, S.
I'm gonna walk around and just kind of listen in on their guys' conversation and pray to fucking God that his tangent lasts long enough for them to finish their damn stunt.
Gotcha. And you, S, as you come along, you kind of catch the tail end of a conversation about bees and honey before he points to his two statues and he says,
I know my likings might be strange, but it means a few good things here. When I was younger, I conducted research like none other. And I've project, with me being older, I will have satisfied the All-Father's goal and would have restored the ordning. Having a picture of yourself being triumphant is one of the many good things you can do for self-embodiment.
as he begins a tangent on spiritual health and physical physical well-being.
Can you also teach us some different stretches and chakra controls as well while you're talking about this?
He doesn't know too much about stretching, but he does go on and on about different types of food that can provide longevity to your life.
I stop him for a second and I say, so I've been, not gonna lie to you, I've been looking at your statues and investigating you a little bit. I know you're not of this plane, and because of that I feel like you have some knowledge that not everybody has, including something I've been needing to know for a very long time.
Well, I am of this plane. I'm definitely lived hundreds of years, but I have been using contact other planes, and as the myths go, it does tinge a bit on the insanity side if you don't maintain your concentration with the spell. I have been known to go a little bit crazy, but those were the same entities that told me I would find you all here.
So then I have the one thing I want to ask him is, like, I try to hide my face from Victor and Asmodeus, but I look up to Zephyros and I shift my mask ever so slightly, and I say, "Is there a cure for this?"
He begins to stroke his beard. Obviously knowing you're trying to keep this kind of like to yourself and to a secret. As he gives you like kind of a smile curls his lips as he says,
Perhaps. Let me go fetch one of my books. I think I might be able to find something of this particular situation. And if not, I can contact other planes to see if my entities could help us further. Anything to help the heroes of this world.
right? Felix, Lysander, I need you guys to roll another athletics or acrobatics check for me. All right, as you begin to make your last ascent.
12. Wait, I'm
And-
no, I'm not.
Gotcha. Sweet.
Uh-oh.
So Felix and Lysander, you guys are all like rushing, like kind of each other, placed on this bet. And you get probably about another 10 to 15 feet via your handholds and your daggers kind of punching into the stone walls. And just as you're about to get to the lip of the, like the bottom of the window, you feel on your dagger a tink. And this stone is different from the other stones that you've been experiencing below, as your dagger seemingly glances off this stone. As you, Felix, begin to lose your balance. You, Lysander...
can I stick... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you, Lysander, almost at the same time as you see Felix's dagger kind of glance off the side, you've managed to kind of make another handhold. But as you kind of dig your fingers in... whatnot, a piece of that ornate brick gives as your hand begins to slip. Felix, Lysander, you guys are about to fall. How do you save yourselves?
Emergency dagger.
Okay.
I'm going to, as he's like pulling out another dagger, I'm going to take the. I'm gonna lose. This is. I feel like this is gonna break. I'm gonna take the short sword that I have and try to find a bearing for it.
Gotcha. I want both of you guys to go ahead and roll either an athletics or either a strength or dexterity saving throw.
24.
Your choice.
16.
16. Gotcha. And then a 24. So you, Lysander, managed to dig your short sword into the wall, right? You leave a large, loud gash scraping across the side of this building as you descend probably about 30, 40 feet. But managing to stop yourself from falling all the way. As you descend, you, Felix, like once again catch a bad angle onto the side of this building as you begin to free fall down. Lysander, you have one chance to try to grab Felix before he falls all the way. What do you do? I want you to do either a acrobatics or an athletics check for me.
I'm sorry, buddy. I tried.
Gotcha. Sweet. So you, Lysander, fail to grab Felix's hand as Felix drops 80 feet. And as you Felix begin to fall, your heart begins to race. And as you hit the ground, it gives a little bit.
Oh. Uh-oh.
And you find yourself surprisingly unhurt. And as you kind of like sit up a little bit, the once soft cloud rehardens and solidifies.
Can I look up to Lysander and say double or nothing?
Gotcha.
As he says that, I give him a quickly look down at him, thumbs up, and then I start climbing again.
So what you guys
Yes.
what you guys don't see as you, Felix, kind of offer this challenge, is Zephyros kind of stands up from his stone chair. His once like clearish appearing milky eyes kind of milk back over. In front of you, Asmodeus, Victor, and S. So his eyes are now milky, and he stands
Help.
back up.
Distract him.
Wait a minute.
Ah,
He's
I
I just
see
realized-
some of your friends might have fallen.
Oh.
Perhaps
do
you
we
all
hear
should go
this?
check on them.
You don't
I
hear
literally-
you don't hear the fall because it's like very cushioned. It's almost like as if he's in a bouncy house without like the extra bounce. He just landed on like a very soft like cloud mattress essentially. But Zephyros, for you, Victor, S, and Asmodeus definitely know that he's aware that somebody has
I
fallen.
look directly at Zephyros and I go, I am so sorry. I'm going to go kick their ass for you.
Oh, it is much
Asmodeus is gonna
in
walk up to Felix.
jest. It's much in jest there, S. It is okay. Bring them here. Let me make sure they are okay.
Very well.
What do you guys
I
do
look
as the rest of the group kind of comes together?
I want to get as far up of the wall, as far away from them as possible. I want to like go fucking fast. Going in the original holds, I was already in.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I want to use the original holds.
Gotcha, Victor.
You know he's on to you, right?
Victor, what do you do?
I'm gonna just enjoy my eggs.
Okay, you're just sitting there enjoying the eggs. So
Yeah.
the way that we're going to kind of role play this is Felix, Lysander, Asmodeus. You all see S begin to approach, and that's where we're going to start from here. The group of the four outside there. What do you do?
I'm continuing climbing.
One at a
Yeah.
time. I'll go around the. Yep, S. Go ahead.
I'm looking up at them and I am just watching, and I'm gonna look at Asmodeus and say, 50 gold says one of them slips.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, Felix.
Sure.
Felix, you try to scale again.
Yeah, I want to try to use the original holds I had up
Gotcha.
until the point that I slipped.
Gotcha. And Lysander, do you continue to
I'm
ascend?
gonna Yep, I'm gonna continue to extend, but I'm gonna look. Do I hear S say that to Asmodeus?
You do.
So I'm gonna wait. Does when Felix gets up to where I'm at, because I'm just kind of waiting, so it's kind of even. I'm still climbing, but I'm just waiting. I'm gonna look down at him and be like, "Want to make a bait?" And I'm gonna look at him and be like, just so where me and him can hear it. I'm gonna be like, I can make. Let's see if we can make a bet on seeing who falls first to them, and then just split the gold.
I whisper back, that is not a bad idea.
Gotcha. And as you guys continue to kind of remake your ascent with S and Asmodeus kind of looking at you both, you both see a section of the wall in front of you begin to slowly shift and kind of shake, becoming a bit transparent, right? And as you get about like to your 40 feet mark, the face of Zephyros appears.
Uh-oh.
And you're now
I'm
like,
gonna look at him.
yeah.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, "We have a bet going. Please let us finish. I promise you that I will cut you in on my half." And I'm gonna look at Felix and be like,
Oh,
"Bet them down there that will make it."
Lysander, Felix. If you guys, please listen to me when I say, do not go into the second floor. You need but ask what is up there, and I would have told.
Oh, we're not going in. We're just going. We're just racing. We had a bet. We just wanted to make this a fun trip.
Can Felix roll a perception check, please? Pretty please.
For what? What are you trying to look at or perceive?
Or not perception, my bad. Deception. I want to roll deception. I want to tell him that I'm cleaning the birds off of the wall.
Sure. Go ahead and roll the deception check for me.
I swear to God, if you pass this.
17.
All right, so Zephyros kind of looks at you and he says,
Oh, that's not necessary. The tower self-cleans, believe it or not. This is quite common, and I can't be bothered with cleaning up blood on my walls. A simple spell will do.
Can we finish our race?
Sweet. Actually, as you all ascend, you, Felix, and Lysander kind of like peer out behind you, and what you guys see are about 9 tiny, like very thin and lightly armored humans riding giant vultures heading towards you all.
I'm gonna look at Zephyros and be like, friends of yours?
No. What do you see?
I explain to Zephyros what I see, and I look at Felix. I'm like, I'll pay you when we get down on the ground, and I jump off and with like as I'm falling, the feet. Seeing that Felix took no damage, I'm gonna put my short sword away as I'm falling and take my great sword out, ready to fight if needed.
Gotcha. The rest, Felix and Lysander, kind of alerts everybody else to like these 9 giant vultures with humans riding on the back of them, approaching the castle here. You probably have probably about 1 or 2 minutes before they approach. What does everybody do? Going around the table here. S, what do you do?
So I'm going to follow along with Lysander and pull out my. Actually, wait, how far away are these birds?
They're another couple of 100 feet.
Okay, so quick question about bows, because I've technically only used a bow once ever in my D&D career. So the longbow says has a range of 150. In parentheses, 600.
Yep, so 600 feet. So anything past 150, you're attacking at disadvantage. Anything past 600 feet, you can't attack at all. So
you said they're within like feet.
Yeah, they're within like a couple of 100 feet. They're flying towards the tower.
I want to. Said no. Oh, by the way, babe, food's here. Oh, you got it? Okay. So since
hold on, Asmodus.
Zephyr said no, I'm going to, without question, I'm going to knock an arrow, and I'm going to let one fly towards the birds and attempt to hit one.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and attack at disadvantage for me. Asmodus, you see S launch an arrow while Lysander readies his weapon. What do you do?
14.
14, gotcha.
Asmodus is going to go to Zephyros and go... So you're griffins, right?
Yes.
They aren't too fond of people, but I am particularly really good with animals. Do you mind if I borrow 1 or 2?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion at disadvantage for me. As you, S, manage to loose your arrow, as it kind of gets caught on the wind, missing this vulture here, right? As you, Asmodus, I'm gonna take that as an 11 there and whatnot, right? Zephyros turns to you.
No, I'm afraid it is just too dangerous. Perhaps these new humans are here to be friends. Perhaps you should all greet them.
Right.
I'm gonna greet them with my sword.
All right.
I'll give it a try,
okay.
But if they start attacking, we might need those griffins.
Felix, you see S launch that arrow. Lysander's readying his great sword. What do you do? And then Victor, I'm going to come to you afterwards. Chandler, you're muted, by the way.
My bad. I want to do like the most. Have you seen like those was it like Disney World where they're on the giant fucking ladder and they make the most fake fall they can? I want to make a theatrical fall to make it seem like I accidentally fell, but I did it on purpose.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, and you managed to land safely. These giant vultures kind of close in. US kind of knock another arrow. Go ahead and make another attack for me at disadvantage.
12, so 15.
Both 12 at 15, right? Actually, yeah, let's do Cloud City again. Sweet. All right, and as you loose your second arrow at this at one of the vultures there carrying one of these humans, it kind of shifts just immediately to the right, like dodging. And as they come to like the outskirts of the cloud landing here, whatnot, they all kind of jump off of these vultures. And then you see the vultures take off as the first one kind of approaches with hands up and it says,
Well, why the hell are all of you shooting arrows here?
I go directly 5, 10, and I kind of like get into a position where I have an arrow pretty much right there at the ready, and I look at him and I say,
Old, you're not friends, and I don't make friends very well.
Well, I speak on behalf of Yansi Bin, the Grand Duchess of the Howling Hatred, and we are here to speak to the cloud giant of this tower. If you are his bodyguards or servants, go fetch him.
We ain't fetching shit.
Victor, what do you do as you're still enjoying your food in there? What you
I mean, do I hear any of this going?
You do.
I do.
You head outside with
I'm
the
gonna just
group?
put my foot down. Yeah, I'm gonna go outside and see what the fuck's going on.
Hell yeah. Sweet.
Can we, I'm gonna look at them and be like, we apologize for the arrows. He's on a little bit of a, not friendly spree. And you guys are flying giant birds into what nobody should be seeing. Anyways, if you're friendly, I will go grab him, but until we decide otherwise, we will sit here and talk.
Well, we don't want to talk to you. We want to talk to Zephoros, or Zephyros, as Yansi Bin has claimed.
Can Zephyros hear this on the inside?
Zephyros, from what you can tell, is he hasn't come out. All right.
And I'm gonna look at him and be like, well, I'm pretty sure if he wanted to talk to you, he could just materialize through the wall and talk to you. But seeing as he's not available, I suggest you fuck off.
Sweet. And as you and as you say that, you see like of them all kind of scrunch their faces, taking that insult to heart, right? As I'm gonna have everybody roll for initiative.
Probably
Damn it.
advantage roll.
Let me get some stuff set up here.
16.
Boom, boom, boom. Remember, if you have advantage on your rolls because of the item, I think that's you, Lysander, right? Because of your greatsword.
No, wait.
Yeah, your greatsword of warning, right? Yeah, so
It
you
says rage sort of warning.
no. So
Yes,
if,
yes.
if you do rage and stuff like that, the +2 damage, I already added that to you. So it's just you using that as needed, right? It saves you from having to add 2 like every time. Okay. Let me just edit up some things.
Okay. So I need to add that. I need to add that other one back into my inventory because I thought that was.
Yeah, no, I should have told you ahead of time that I kind of made that there for you. But it's just to make combat easier so you don't have to do any extra math. I'm just editing up some HPs here. Alright, everybody's going. Victor, what was your 15 on Victor as
Yep.
Lotus? Yours was 13.
what did you do that for?
Mine's a 16.
And yours is 16. Gotcha. So order is going to go Felix, Lysander, Victor, Asmodus, some enemies, and then US, and then some enemies following that. Okay. So you, Felix, know that these guys are getting aggressive after that insult from S. What do you do?
I will kind of stand at ready with steady aim. That's next attack roll on current turn. Okay.
No, steady aim is you just You just forego all your movement, and then you get advantage. As your bonus action. Bonus action steady aim. I think bonus action is the steady aim. Right, Thomas?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was kind of wanting to just be at the ready, essentially.
So
I'm assuming there's no real cover out here, so...
So your intuition is that these guys are raring for a fight, that they mean business. And you guys are standing in the way of that business.
I will fire at this closest guy, Amarath.
Amarath? Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll to attack for me. Add advantage since he took steady aim.
Let's see. Advantage roll. 23 to hit.
And that 20, nice. Go ahead and roll double damage for me, and then double damage on the sneak attack as well.
Damn.
Crit damage.
All right.
Roll.
Yep, as you take out your longbow, nice. And you hit this, you hit Amarath, like, kind of square in the chest with an arrow, kind of punching through some of his leather armor. And go and roll your sneak attack.
Sneak attack is crit as well, correct?
Correct.
Another 12.
Gotcha, another 12. And that arrow sinks deep as he's already on his last legs, bleeding profusely from his wound. He kind of puts a hand up there to try to staunch some of that bleeding. Does that end your turn? That should end your turn.
Yep.
All right, Lysander, what do you do? It's your go.
Seeing as they all got into a fighting position, as I was just trying to calm everything down, I'm just gonna be like, well, y'all done fucked up, and I'm gonna come right here, and I'm going to go into a rage.
Okay, sweet. So you enter your rage. Whoops.
And with that happening, I get to make a attack because of me going into a rage.
Yep. Which one are you attacking?
I am going to attack. I'm gonna look. Amarath was the one that started the
he is bleeding.
shenanigans.
Yeah,
So,
he's bleeding profusely from like a chest wound right now.
yep. So my bonus action attack is gonna be going to Amarath.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll to attack for me.
That is a 14.
A 14 hits. Roll for damage.
All right. So do this. That is 16 damage.
16 points of damage. As you manage to, how do you do it?
So I'm
what
just gonna
do
be
you do?
look at.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just take my great sword after I start. Just say y'all done fucked up and just go across the front of his body with it.
Gotcha. And he drops dead. And as he does, the other cultist right behind him, he shouts out, "They mean to take no prisoners. They killed Amarath, slaughtered them all." Right?
Okay. And I'm gonna laugh at that and be like, well, I told you guys not to. I tried to make peace and y'all wanted to fight, so I'm gonna take my action and use one of my Yeah, I'm gonna do it just because it sounds fun. I'm gonna use my maneuver points and use Carrion Feast.
Okay, gotcha. Who are you attacking?
It's going to go to Cultist A.
Cultist A? Oh, gotcha. Go ahead and roll to attack for me.
So it's a weapon attack. So where's it's this one.
Yep. Just swing with your greatsword.
Ooh, that's an 11.
An 11 just misses. Right?
Hang on.
As this cultist manages to just jump out of the way.
Hang on, I think I have something that lets me. Not sure. I'm sorry, I just double checking because I could have sworn I had something that makes it to where I can change a roll. But I don't think I do.
No, I think the only one that has luck is S. He took that as a feature.
Yep, you're good.
Okay, gotcha. So you swing and a miss as like a mystical energy kind of blankets your blade. As the cultist jumps back and he points, "This one's dangerous, boss." Victor, it's your go with Asmodeus on deck.
Excuse me.
Alright. We'll move over here, and I should still have my cannon, right? It hasn't been a full hour?
Oh, it's been well past an hour, buddy.
Fuck. Alright, well, if that's the case, I'm going to let me check something real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see the damage output of this real quick.
Asmodus, you are on deck, followed by enemies.
Okay, I am going to go ahead and use an action and a spell slot to bring out another.
Another Eldritch Cannon. Boop.
Yeah.
Appears
this
right
time,
next to
though,
you.
it is going to be the flamethrower.
Okay, hell yeah.
All right. And I'm going to go ahead and use the last bit of my movement to come right here. And it's a 15-foot cone in front of me.
Gotcha. There you go. So you'd be able to hit G, Navan, and C with the Eldritch Cannon. What's the save?
It's 14 dex.
14 dex. Okay, so Navan's going to roll. He passes with a 14. Cultist, it's G. He fails. Cultist C. And it's a 12, so he fails. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Alright.
Oh shit.
Fucking hell.
Nice. 3 points onto G. 3 points onto C. And then just 1 point onto Navan over here. As your Eldritch Cannon kind of exhales a burst of flame, as the two cultists kind of pat off their flaming robes, as Navan kind of kind of wipes off the flames from his gloves. He just kind of looks at you and just like, this one's not a threat. Get that barbarian over there. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, but real quick, you can go ahead and get rid of the Eldritch Cannon icon because I've got a small one in my hand.
Oh, it's just for my knowledge and whatnot, right?
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Asmodus, it's your go with enemies on deck.
Cool. I'm gonna use my movement to get back here, and I'm going to take a shot at Navan with my longbow.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll to attack.
That is a 50.
A 15. 15 hits.
Alright, cool. With the spell Ensnaring Strength, or Ensnaring Strike.
Okay, gotcha. So bonus action on that first, then you launch your bow. Gotcha.
Yeah, so damage is going to be, for the bow, is going to be 2, and then he needs to make a strength saving throw.
A strength save. Yep. He rolled a 19 on the save, so he's not going to get snared. Does Ensnaring Strike do damage?
It does 1d6.
Yep. Restrained by has advantage on the CV throw while restrained. Okay, so it's not restrained, and
I don't think it takes damage.
it doesn't take half damage, but you are still concentrating on the spell, okay? Because it didn't take. So he takes 5 points of damage. As he manages to kind of break out of these bee-like vines that try to form around him.
Yep. I think that's everything that I can do.
Okay, gotcha.
Quick question.
What's up?
How big are the squares? Are they 5 feet or 10 feet?
They're 10 feet.
Okay.
Gotcha. Navan's turn here, and he's going to roll right up to you, Lysander. He's going to outstretch his hands and try to hit you with an inflict wounds. All right. He's going an 11, which misses you, as you manage to just kind of bat away his hands as he uses a first level spell slot to do that.
No touchy.
No touchy. And for a little bonus action here, he's going to summon a spiritual weapon. That's going to appear right behind you. I spelled that wrong. It's going to try to make an attack against you for a 14. So you take 1d8 damage here. What you're raging, well, no, it's force damage. So you take 2 points of force damage from the spiritual weapon that's appeared right behind you. S, it's your go with enemies on deck.
Alright, Kentucky. I'm gonna take the sword out, and I'm going to go straight for the Vaughn.
Okay.
We're gonna go with the great sword hit. Dirty 20.
Nice, definitely hits. Roll for damage.
11 points damage.
11 points of damage. Good damage as you tear through his leather armor with your greatsword, drawing significant blood.
And then I'm gonna also take a. I'm going to. I'm gonna action surge and do a secondary hit.
Okay, hell yeah. Go ahead and attack again. 17 hits. Roll for damage.
Oh, wrong dice. Ignore that one. That's what I want. 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage as you come through with another swing of your greatsword, slashing him again across his chest, drawing large amounts of blood as he's on his last legs here.
Hell yeah. I'm then going to end my turn.
Okay, gotcha. So it's the smaller cultist turns here. You're going to see this one stay right here. This one's going to run right up to you, S. This one's going to run up to you, Victor. These two are going to be 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. This one's going to be, that's a whole 10, 20, 30. So US are going to have one dagger kind of coming right towards you from one of these cultists.
Sure.
For a 18.
Damn.
Which hits for you take 3 points of slashing damage. Sorry, 3 points of slashing damage from a scimitar here, right? From Cultist B. Cultist A is going to make a scimitar attack against you, Lysander, for an 8, which you managed to deflect perfectly.
I said no touchy.
Gotcha. Cultist C is going to kind of push his way in between both of these other two cultists and make another scimitar attack against you, Lysander, kind of ganging up on you for an 11, which you also managed to deflect with your great sword. Cultist G is going to kind of come in at an angle at you, Victor, for a natural 1, which you managed to just duck out of the way. And the other 3, Cultist F is going to ready a short bow aiming at you, Asmodus, for a 7, which you dodge out of the way. Cultist E is going to ready a short bow at you, Felix, for a 9, which you managed to dodge out of the way. And just as you dodge one way, a final arrow is going to streak towards you for a 15 to hit Felix. Does that hit?
Make it break it, right?
Sweet. So just as you got out of the way out of one arrow, you find another one kind of hits your forearm for 6 points of piercing damage. Okay, and that's going to end all of their turns. As Felix, you see your two frontliners getting ganged up on. What do you do? Lysander, you're on deck.
Yep.
How far can I throw with these daggers?
I think
That's a
it's
great
20
question.
feet.
I am well out of 20 feet, aren't I?
Yeah, 20 feet.
20.
Thank you. 20 feet, and then 60 feet is max, but you'll have disadvantage for anything over 20 feet.
Okay. I will stick with the longbow for now. I will go for anybody with red not around them is fair game, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, excuse me.
I will go for cultist A with the longbow after taking my.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and attack. Your steady aim?
Yep.
Gotcha. Nice.
Dirty 20 to hit.
Yep, dirty 20 hits. Roll for damage.
Longbow.
Sweet, 5 points plus your sneak. Nice. So just as you see Lysander deflect this scimitar coming right at him, an arrow hits this cultist square between the eyes, dropping him.
Oh yeah. I would just like to kind of shout out to Lysander. I've got you, buddy.
Lysander, you hear that from coming out behind you as this cultist drops dead to your feet. It's your go. Victor, you're on deck. What do you do?
So I have a question. Two questions, actually. So would you say Navon is 15 feet from the edge of this?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So I'm going to spend 3 maneuver points, and I'm going to use Tusk of the Rampaging Mammoth.
Hell yeah. Smack the fuck out of him, dude. Let's hope that it fucking hits. Let's do it.
That is a 17.
17 hits. Sweet. Go and roll
So-
the damage.
3d12, and then he is pushed back 15 feet.
Yep.
So that's
it's also
14,
plus,
and then he's
plus the 2d6. It's with your on top of your normal weapon attack.
so 14 plus 15.
29.
That's 29, and he's pushed 5 or 15 feet back, so he falls off the cloud.
Yeah, you hit this guy so hard, you see him split in half as his body goes flying, and what gets left behind is a pretty solid-looking pouch. As the cultist right next to him kind of gasp out in horror, watching Navon die.
Can I use my bonus action to pick up the pouch and then look at all of them and be like, don't run because your leader's dead?
Gotcha. And as you pick up that pouch, what slips out is almost like a burst of air kind of leaking out. As what appears behind you is another creature that has like a very human and ghostly looking face as an invisible stalker appears behind you and then becomes invisible.
Did I? You can take. I
don't think you have anything else.
Well, yeah, I think I'll have to wait because I can activate my Snout of the Bloodhound
as an
whenever.
Action. Gotcha.
It doesn't say as an action. It just says you can take 1 minute and spend 1 maneuver point to gain the following benefits.
Yeah, that's not a combat thing though. That's an out of combat ability. Because
it gives me
1 minute.
Does have
1 minute is 10 rounds. You're not gonna have 1 minute to be. Yeah, 1 minute is 10 rounds in combat. So that's why it's an out of combat ability.
Well, I should have activated that earlier, but I didn't think we were gonna face anything invisible. That's great.
Gotcha. Victor, it's your go with Asmodeus on deck. You just saw this invisible stalker come out of this pouch before vanishing before your very eyes.
I am going to use or aim right.
You can still attack the invisible stalker. It'll just be at disadvantage.
Whose spiritual weapon is that?
That is
Theirs.
Nope. Actually, he's gone because that was Navon's.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and cast Fairy Fire.
Hell yeah! Let's go. What's the save? And where were you casting it at?
Unfortunately, it's 14, and I'm casting it.
Do you only want to capture the invisible stalker, or try to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I can cast capture Cultist D as well.
Gotcha. Go ahead and draw your overlay for me. It's on the left side there.
Now you gotta remember, I'm still on the fucking tablet.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
I can do it for him.
Yeah. It's a 20-foot.
Is it a circle or square?
Radius? It's a square, and it is 20-foot cube, so 20 by 20.
Okay, I gotcha. You can capture these two right here. If you try to capture everybody, your allies are going to have to make the save as well.
Yeah, that's why I was just capturing the two.
Okay, gotcha. What's deck save?
It is. So let me make sure it's. Yeah, 14 deck save.
Deck save 14. So the invisible stalker fails, and cultist D succeeds. So cultist D is not affected, but the invisible stalker is, and he is lit up. And he is no longer invisible, and attacks against him will have advantage.
Alright.
And you're now concentrating on that spell.
Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of... Well, I said, am I within Invisible Stalker's range of attack, or...
You are.
You know, fuck, I'm gonna take the chance because my AC is at 20 right now. I'm gonna go ahead and come around this side of the cultist.
Gotcha. So the Invisible Stalker is going to try to take a swing at you with one of its slam attacks here for an 8, which it misses.
Alright, and then I'm gonna use my flamethrower to angle it to get Cultist G and Invisible Stalker.
Okay, I gotcha. Sweet. Boom. Boom, boom. Gotcha.
Okay.
Another
deck save of 14.
Another deck save of 14. Invisible Stalker rolls he fails for a 6. And the Cultist G over here, he fails. So they both take full damage.
Alright.
I'm gonna run to the restroom while it's not my turn.
I gotcha. Asmodeus, you're on deck. So 8 damage to Cultist G. Nice. He actually burns up and he dies from the flamethrower spit from your Eldritch Cannon. Invisible Stalker takes 8 points of damage as you begin to see it kind of flicker a little bit, but it still looks pretty hardy.
Alright, and that ends my turn.
Gotcha. Asmodeus, it's your go with S on deck.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and move just a little bit further back, right about there, and I'm going to line up a shot on the stalker.
On the Invisible Stalker?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Go ahead and attack at advantage because of the Fairy Fire. And you're still concentrating on that spell.
18.
That's an 18. And it's he's immune to getting restrained, but he's still going to make the save for the damage. And he rolled a 16 on his dex save. So go ahead and just roll your longbow damage.
It's a strength save.
Oh, strength save. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Strength save, he fails with a 10, so he takes the damage, but he's just not restrained.
Cool, that's not. That is 6
1
points
point.
damage on
Yeah,
the
6 points of damage total as your arrow kind of finds purchase in the Invisible Stalker before it kind of spins out. Anything else you're doing?
I think
That's
the
sweet.
only thing I can do is Starlight Step, but I don't know if I want to go ahead and do that. I might, I'm gonna Starlight Step right here to get behind the cover.
Okay, gotcha. You get behind some cover against that outcropping on the wall. Gotcha. Does that end your turn?
Yes, sir, it does.
Sweet, gotcha. S, it's your go with enemies on deck. Mikey, it's your go.
I thought I was unmuted. I am sorry. Which way is the stalker facing?
I mean, it's facing you guys.
I was saying, because if his back was towards me, I was going to try and stab it in the back.
I mean, you have advantage right now against it because it is under Fairy Fire.
Okay, yeah, we're going to go ahead and hit him then.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and attack at advantage. Nice, dirty 20. Dirty 20 hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
That is 9 points of damage.
Sweet. So as your great sword kind of goes through this stalker here, you find purchase, but just not as much as you thought it would do. Okay. As it takes about half damage, as it is, you find that it's resistant to non-magical attacks.
Interesting. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and actually go back 10 feet here to kind of regain my footing so I can kind of target Cultist B and C next time.
Gotcha, and he can't make an attack of opportunity because you already used it. So you managed to disengage successfully. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Gotcha. The cultist turn over here. A is dead. So B and C are going to stay right over here. D is going to make its way over to you, Felix. While cultist E and F, they are going to 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. Position themselves right there. Cultists B and C are going to each make a single scimitar attack against you, Lysander. One's going to be for a natural 20, as you're going to take already half damage on this. You take 4 points of slashing damage from B as he catches you. God damn, and another natural 20 from the other guy.
Oh my god.
This is already going to be halved as you take Just 2 points of slashing damage from the other cultist here. Before you kind of give off a battle cry, Felix, one of the cultists is going to come at you with the scimitar, kind of closing that distance. For a 20 to hit, as you take 5 points of slashing damage.
Curiosity question.
Mm-hmm.
The dodge, that is a action, not a bonus action I can take, correct?
You can take dodge as a cunning action, bonus action, yes. And that'll give disadvantage on attacks. But that's a bonus action, so you got to choose between doing that or steady aim on your turn. Or, you got it?
Yep, so could I take the dodge now and not have my bonus action for...
Negative, it has to be on your turn. Right now it's not your
Okay.
turn. Okay?
Gotcha.
Sweet. You as Modus has 3/4 cover, so you have +5 to your AC. F and E there are going to take a short bow attack against you. One's going to hit the wall for a 9. The other's going to hit the same spot for an 8. And that's going to be all of the cultists there. So now it's Invisible Stalker's turn here. Seeing that you're the one that cast that Fairy Fire spell, Victor, he's going to try to close distance with you. Lysander, he moved outside of your reach. You can do an attack of opportunity if you so choose. Do you take it?
Yes, I do.
Sweet. Go ahead and attack at advantage because he's still under the effects of Fairy Fire. Sweet. So 16 hits.
Hang on.
Yeah,
It's
so
21 actually.
A 21? It's 21 still hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. And your
And
sword
that is a 12.
Sweet, 12. And your sword is magical, so you find significant purchase as you slash the back of this invisible stalker as he makes 2 slam attacks against you, Victor. The first is going to be for a 25 to hit, and the second is going to be for a 19, which misses. Right? As you feel a hard slam on your side for 7 points of bludgeoning damage, Victor, I need you to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on your spell.
Okay, but how much damage was it again?
7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. And Constitution 16.
A 16, so you're able to maintain focus on that spell, and that ends their turn. Felix, it's your go with Lysander on deck.
Yep.
All right. We are going to Gamora this man. I am going to, once again, take steady aim, but I will draw my daggers
Okay.
and lunge at him with both of them aimed directly, like, at his chest, like sternum level.
Gotcha. Go ahead and make your attacks at advantage on your first one because if you took steady aim. Right, or is it all of them? Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just on your next attack roll. Sweet, so 17 hits, and go ahead and roll one more time.
For second dagger?
Yep, for the second dagger.
Ooh.
And
17 and 11.
11 misses and whatnot. But so the second one kind of gets deflected by the scimitar, but that gives you an opening as you dig your dagger deep for how much damage?
There's 7 plus, since that first one did hit, I
Yep.
still
Yep, your
get
sneak
sneak
attack.
attack, correct?
Correct.
7
Nice,
plus 6,
and-
13.
Sweet. And you manage to find such good purchase that you puncture his heart as he falls dead at your feet.
I would like to look towards, I guess towards Victor and them, the group, be like, this is my kill, my loot, I call dibs.
Gotcha. Lysander, it's your go with Victor on deck.
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
One, can I use rage while I'm raging?
No.
There was a thought process to this, and I have a feeling that he knew where it was going.
I mean, if you want to drop your rage to rage again, I think dropping your rage is like a free thing that you can do, but you're using another resource. But feel free to go ahead. You can certainly try.
Okay, so what I want to do, because now that the big ugly ones are out of here, I notice that Asmodeus is being chased by 2
I'm
cultists.
sorry. So you can end your rage as a bonus action. Actually, it's not a free action.
That's okay.
But yeah, keep going.
That's fine. So I understand that these are going to get opportunity attacks on me. However, I noticed that Asmodeus is getting chased, so I'm going to. Can I click on my person? I cannot click on my person. Let me get off that.
We have a thing where you can take a disengage as a bonus action, and they'll just have disadvantage on their attacks.
It's fine if they hit me.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me make sure I don't have any other bonus actions before. No, because what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stop my bonus or stop my rage with my bonus action.
Okay.
Look at the cultist and be like, I'll deal with you after, and then I'm going to move 10, 20, 30 to come help my boss.
Okay, gotcha. So they're gonna make 2 scimitars attack against your back as you make your way towards the other baddies. So it's an 11, which misses, and a 10, both miss.
All right, and then I'm gonna look at these cultists and be like, hands off the boss. You fucked up, and I'm going to swing at cultist E. I think that says.
Yep. Go ahead and make an attack for me.
Boop. That is a 15.
A 15 hits. Roll for damage.
11 damage.
11 points of damage, and that actually is enough to actually knock this one out. Exactly.
Oh, I didn't know we were taking prisoners.
No, like you hit its HP threshold.
Oh. Okay, that's fine. And then that's all I can do because I ended my rage.
Gotcha. Victor, you see Lysander take off and knock out one of these cultists. It's your go with Asmodeus on deck.
Alright. You can get rid of the red squares because he's already affected by it, so I'm going to not move out of range, but move around the other side if it'll let me. Hold on a second.
You try to move on the other side of him?
Trying to move something. Hold on a second. I don't know why I have to keep refreshing this stupid thing.
I'll say that makes sure you're not clicked on the pan button.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, make sure you don't have anything on the left-handed side selected.
Alright. Okay, there we go. So I'm just gonna come right here. And is cultist be within 15 feet if I use the flamethrower again?
Let's measure it out. He's like just outside of it, but yeah, sure.
Okay.
He'll be like basically right there.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
DC
Visible Stalker and
14.
DC 14.
Sweet.
Yes.
The cultist failed, and the stalker passes with the 17. So go ahead and roll damage for me.
Alright. Oh, that's pretty nice.
Nice.
Damage.
That's a good amount right there. So the stalker's going to take half for 6. As it has become bloodied right there. It's kind of having a very hard time trying to hold its position together. As B is going to take the full amount of 13, and you see him burn to a crisp as he is lit on fire.
Alright.
And screams
for
out
my
in
main
agony.
For my main action, I'm going to take the dodge action.
Okay, gotcha. And you take the dodge action. Asmodeus, it's your go with enemies on deck. Or sorry, with S on deck.
Cool. Since I dropped the concentration for ensnaring strike, I'm going to, as my action, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire. I'm gonna draw it out for us here. It's gonna be about like that, and I want it to hit like around this area-ish.
Okay, gotcha. Invisible Stalker already has Fairy Fire still on him, so it would only be hitting C right there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm trying to fuck everybody up.
All right, what's the save?
I believe it's still it's a dexterity saving throw.
Gotcha. So you made it 18, so C's going to save there. Okay, and Invisible Stalker is already affected right there. So C made a save.
Gotcha, and I think the only other thing I can, yeah, 'cause this is my action, bonus action. I can take a shot with a ensnaring strike, right?
No, because that bonus action's to cast it. I mean, you can concentrate it on it right now, But I'd recommend saving it for your next turn though, so it doesn't accidentally doesn't get broken.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool where I'm at then. I'm gonna chill right there.
Gotcha. So you see Asmodeus kind of turn around the corner, cast Fairy Fire, but it doesn't kind of quite catch. As you see the Fairy Fire kind of dissipate behind you. It's your go with enemies on deck.
As soon as I see that dissipate, I am gonna dash for Colt to see.
Gotcha.
And go for him.
Yep, he's a bit hurt already. Go ahead and roll to attack for me.
10.
A 10. He sees you coming and he blocks you. He blocks your attack.
Damn.
Alright, well, yeah, be a bitch, but I think that's all I can do at the moment. Actually, I will use my, I'm gonna go ahead and use my second wind as a bonus action, just so I can, that 3 HP I lost, I'm just gonna go ahead and
you kind of top it back off, right? So it's Cultist C's turn here. As he catches your scimitar, he catches your greatsword with his scimitar, he's going to come around and try to attack you for an 18, which hits just barely, right? As you take 4 points of slashing damage as he catches you on the side. Before doing like a little mini like hop back and forth on his legs, as he looks at you, he's like, "I'm ready for you, warrior." The other cultist over here, F, is going to see you, Lysander, take down his buddy. He's going to charge at you with his scimitar overhead, which you easily deflect with your greatsword. He's rolled a 5. Invisible Stalker here is still going to be on your ass, Victor, angry that you have ruined its invisibility with 2 slam attacks. One's going to be for a 9, which you managed to dodge, and the other one's for a 9, which you managed to dodge. Top of the order with you, Felix, with Lysander on deck.
Wait, who?
Felix, it's Chandler's go.
I think he muted himself again.
Fuck. Every time I'm over here talking, I'm fucking muting. Let's see. I can move and then take steady aim, correct?
Negative.
No. Oh, I can't move during my turn. Okay. How's the invisible stalker looking? Just
He
like an
looks
invisible
bloodied
stalker.
right now. He looks bloodied.
All right. So another reference. Hopefully you get it. I'm going to start running towards the invisible stalker, kind of like Drax, just flailing his arms with daggers. And I'm just going to try to run into it with my daggers flailing in front of me.
I love it. Go ahead and make both attacks at advantage because of the fairy fire.
Oh shit, I still get advantage. 15 to hit?
15 hits.
Alright. First dagger, 5 damage.
5 points plus the sneak. Oh, well, as your dagger finds purchase, it doesn't do as much damage as you think it does.
Can't have it.
Okay. Second dagger. Advantage roll. 16 to hit.
Yep, 16 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage as well as your sneak attack.
Let's see. 5 plus 11.
So 16 total. Sweet. So as you come in, like you both of your daggers find purchase, and despite that sneak attack, doesn't seem to do as much damage as it would have done. Okay? Because it's resistance to non-magical piercing damage as well.
I'm going to look over at Victor and be like, what the fuck is this?
I don't fucking know.
Does that end your turn, Felix?
Yeah, I'm kind of just going to like crouch down into a ready position with both daggers up.
Okay, hell yeah, as you get low. So what you can take is cunning action dodge right now, right? So because you haven't used
now
your
I can
bonus
take
action.
dodge.
Correct. So you use cunning action dodge as your bonus action. So now attacks against you have disadvantage. Lysander, it's your go. Victor, you're on deck.
So I'm going to go into a rage.
Okay, sweet. So you enter your rage and you get to attack.
Yep. So I'm going to attack Cultist F. So that is going to be a miss because it's a 7.
He blocks with his scimitar.
Alright, well, I'm just going to be like, boss, I think you have this one, and I'm going to go help the others with this invisible stalker, considering I do damage to it. And then 10, 20, and then I'm just gonna like walk over here to.
Yep, gotcha.
Get this.
Skult is gonna take a scimitar attack against you for an 18,
Yep.
which manages to
Hits.
catch you a bit. Where you take half damage, so you take 2 points of slashing damage as you hear the cultist yell out, "Get back here, coward!"
I'm just gonna yell as I'm like swinging at the invisible stalker. Follow me then, bitch! And then I'm gonna swing at the.
The invisible stalker. Gotcha.
Yep, that is a 22.
Definitely hits. Roll for damage.
That is 12 damage.
Nice. 12 points of damage. Kind of finding an opportunity in between Felix's strikes. You come out and you try to slash at the head of this creature, doing significant damage to it. Does that end your turn?
Bonus action, movement. Yes.
Gotcha. Victor, it's your go. This invisible stalker looks pretty hurt in front of you. It's having a hard time holding its form. Asmodus, you're on deck.
I'm gonna move just a little more this way so I can aim the cone without hitting Lysander.
Okay.
And I'm gonna attack with my flamethrower.
Boom. Flamethrower just right there.
I think I'm still in it.
No. He'll like angle it enough to where it's not attacking any of you guys right there, just like that. Boom. He's gonna make it. Go ahead and roll your damage for me. As he rolls he fails a save for an 11. Takes full damage. 12 points of full damage right there. As you see little embers kind of begin to kind of whistle out into the air.
Alright, and then my action is gonna be the dodge action.
Okay, and then you get down low, same as Felix there, getting ready to dodge. Asmodus, it's your go.
Alright, cool. I'm going to take an attack against the cultist in front of me.
Gotcha. Did you want to do a bonus action to use another spell first before you make your attack?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Hail of Thorns on this arrow.
Gotcha.
And that's gonna be a dexterity saving throw if this hits.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit for me.
21 to hit.
21 definitely hits.
And he needs to make a...
He fails.
He fails, yeah, so he takes the extra damage on top of it.
Yes, he does.
21. That is 9 points.
Nice.
1d10. That is 2 points of damage.
Sweet. How do you do it?
So, as Modius does, right in between the eyes as the bees come crawling out of his skull.
Absolutely love it. Does that end your turn?
I'm gonna go ahead and astral step again to right about here.
Okay.
So I can start lining up for other people.
Hell yeah. It's your go with enemies on deck. Love it.
Alright, so I'm actually going to use one of my, it takes no action, I'm going to use one of my lucky points for my attack roll against the cultist.
Okay, you want to give yourself advantage? Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
You just get to Yeah, it's giving yourself advantage on it. Go ahead and roll.
Where the hell did my attack go? Oh, duh, I gotta select it. Excuse me. Show me them numbers.
18 hits. Roll for damage. As you manage to get past his guard for 9 points. And how do you do it?
So I'm going to kind of play with him a little bit, let him land some king tings on my sword and great sword, and I'm just kind of playing with him. And just as he thinks he's about to get one in, I'm going to grab my hand, take my hand and grab my blade and kind of do like a warden from For Honor and just kind of uppercut straight into his jaw up through the top of his head.
Love it. And he falls over dead. Did you want to move anywhere to kind of gang up on the invisible stalker or do something else?
I'm actually gonna...
I forgot that thing was a thing.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna take my bow, if that's possible, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep, go ahead and attack. At advantage because it's still under fairy fire.
Yeah, let me try that again.
Sweet. So
that was a regular die. That wasn't advantage. Let me try that again.
Yep. Exactly. So go ahead and attack one.
Even still.
The longbow still whiffs right there as the arrow just kind of like hits it. It hits some wind, like a crosswind kind of going, and your arrow just goes wide.
I'm starting to regret my decision of getting this thing.
Does that end your turn?
I'm actually gonna go to my greatsword and kind of get closer so I can superposition.
Gotcha. So you all are surrounding this invisible stalker. It's his turn now, kind of looking at all of you, realizing that it's still visible. Is going to make another 2 slam attacks against you, Victor. One's going to be for a 22, which hits, and the other one for a dirty 20. No, sweet. At disadvantage because you're taking the dodge action, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So the 22 and then a 20. So that first, your AC is 20 right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the first attack's going to hit, and I'll roll at disadvantage on this one. As I did 2 separate rolls before. This one's going to be for a 16, which does not hit. Right? As you take from that attack that did hit, 13 points of bludgeoning damage. You need a DC 10 con save to maintain concentration. You managed to maintain concentration on Fairy Fire as it is still exposed, and it kind of shakes in anger at you, but it's not willing to retreat. Top of the order here, you, Felix, with Lysander on deck.
I would like to... kind of in that same stance, kind of crouch down. I'm going to get ready with my steady aim.
Okay.
And start flailing my blades again, just trying to grab whatever I can that might connect.
Gotcha. You already have advantage, so you don't need to take steady aim, so you can save your bonus action for something else, like, for example, cunning action, dodge, so you, anything like that.
Oh, it's still affected by the flame, right?
Correct.
Okay. Let's start flailing some daggers, see what connects.
Yeah, gotcha. Go ahead and roll twice at advantage for me.
First one, 14 to hit?
14 meets it, beats it. Go ahead and roll your damage and then your sneak attack for me. 7. Well, rather 6 or 3, and then wow, nice sneak right there. Boom. Roll your second dagger as you kind of come in from another angle.
Second dagger trying to connect with something. 30, 24?
Yep.
Let's see, 6.
Yep, 6 points. And that's it right there. What do you want to do with your bonus action? As your second strike, you can tell that this thing is approaching its last legs.
Cultist E is knocked out. I will kind of head back towards... Ooh, if I move, maybe... I will take dodge. I'll take dodge.
Okay, cunning action dodge. Got it. As you get low. Lysander, it's your go with you, Victor, on deck.
I'm punching that thing in the head with my greatsword.
Gotcha. Go and roll to attack for me.
No, I'm not, because it's a 9.
Sweet. Swing and a miss. You kind of hit air.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, you're attacking at advantage, though, so go ahead and roll one more time.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I might be able to actually do it, guys.
Do it.
No, I'm not, because that's even worse.
Yeah, definitely swing and a miss.
As a bonus action, can I try to grapple it?
No, you can't, sadly, because it would replace one of your attacks. That's it. When you have extra attack, you could make one of those a grapple and then attack like normal, but you can't right now since you only have one.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna laugh and be like, sorry.
Alright, Victor, it's your go. You hear Lysander say sorry. Asmodeus, you're on deck.
Okay, I'm a squeeze between the Stalker and Felix. Otherwise, I'm... Why the fuck do you keep doing that?
Would you like me to move you two there?
Oh, I have to...
Excuse me, sorry.
For whatever fucking reason, it keeps freezing up on me. So I'm gonna move between Felix and the Stalker, so when I use my flamethrower, I don't end up hitting it. So I'm gonna use my flamethrower again.
Okay, right onto the Stalker there. As you manage to angle it perfectly, he rolls a... Go and roll your damage. As he rolls a 17 on his save, so he's going to take half. As he takes 2 points of fire damage. As once again, kind of embers kind of burn him up as he's still approaching his last legs. Anything else that you do?
You know what, fuck it, I'm gonna cast Firebolt.
Firebolt, gotcha. Boom. Go ahead and roll to attack at advantage for me.
Oh, well, let me
19,
roll again,
19
just see if I
hits.
can get higher.
Mm-hmm.
Well, either way.
Yep.
So, then we'll roll 6 damage.
6 points of damage, and he takes it full. As he's having a very hard time holding himself together. Asmodus, it's your go with S on deck. You see this thing struggling.
Yeah, no, I'm immediately lining up for headshot and shooting him between the eyes.
Gotcha. Go ahead and attack at advantage for me.
That is a 24.
24 hits. Roll for damage.
That will be 11 points of damage.
Good
Back
fucking damage there, but it's a non-magical short bow, right? Sweet. So your arrow finds purchase, and it kind of just stays almost seemingly levitating in the air, as the arrow is stuck inside the invisible stalker there, who's now having an even harder time holding itself together. What else do you want to do?
Is it too late to add Gathering Swarm?
No, that's a special thing you can do once per turn, right?
Gotcha. So that's 4 points of piercing damage.
4 points of piercing damage?
Stinging it.
Gotcha. So your arrow kind of like burst in a spring of bees and kind of zipping through it, kind of tearing away bits of air.
I'll take it.
Does that end your turn?
As I hold up I'm holding up my middle finger to it. Like, as I'm holding my bow, I'm like holding up my middle finger to it, knocking another arrow.
S, this thing is barely holding on in front of you all from your onslaughts of damage. What do you do, S? You're probably muted, Mikey.
You goddamn right I am! Alright, first off, hang on. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
What is this invisible stalker in regards to, like, is it a spirit? Is it a ghost?
It is a elemental.
Elemental.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so assuming air elemental.
It's an air elemental, but it has not been communicating with you guys at all throughout this battle. It's been hissing, and everything is intelligible from what it's been doing.
Okay, that takes away what. Okay, so what I was gonna do isn't gonna work. All right, well, so fuck it. We're just gonna go ahead and full send.
Go and attack at advantage here and see if you're able to finish this creature off. 17 hits. Roll for damage.
8 points.
8 points. And how do you end this?
So I basically do like a little prayer to myself to kind of like, all right, make it hit true, and I do like a lunge and basically send my greatsword straight forward like a giant ballista right into where I believe the center of the elemental would be.
Love it. And as you strike, you all hear like a high-pitched shriek before it kind of dissipates. And at its where its corpse would have been, lies a pouch.
I'm going to
Is it the same pouch I had?
Yeah. No, it's a different. And as you pick it up, S, you know that it's a pouch of fairy dust, right? And you take a look inside, you open it up, and it has a shit ton of fairy dust inside there, probably for 10 uses. And you think that if you sprinkle it on somebody, it could have a magical effect. What that magical effect is, you have no idea.
Okay, then I will go ahead and we're gonna do I'm gonna input as a custom item because I can't find fairy dust in anything. So I'm gonna.
Hold on, actually, give me a second. Okay. Everybody go ahead and do an investigation check for me as you all rummage through the pockets of the dead cultist, and then we'll go through the unconscious one, and then we'll take a little bit of a break here. I want to do a group investigation check for me. Go ahead.
Was there anything else in my bag that I had?
No, it was just the invisible stalker inside there.
Okay.
Cool.
Alright, so at this point, I'm assuming everyone's dead. I'm
Yep.
gonna walk over to Cultist E, and I'm not even gonna waste time talking to anybody, because obviously these guys came here for a reason. I'm gonna pick the Cultist up, and I'm taking him with me to go talk to Zephyros.
Okay, gotcha. And as all of you kind of rummage through the pockets, as you guys all rummage through the pockets of the other cultists, the one other magic item that you guys find as a group is clothes of mending, right? On one of the cultists that has like torn garbs, like you kind of cut another gash into it, and the clothes seems to kind of mend itself, right? So it's a mundane item. It's a mundane magical item.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So it's a mundane magical item that essentially the clothes kind of repair itself. Could have some utility to it. Who wants to... You guys talk amongst yourselves. Who's the best suited to probably carry such a thing?
As long as it's not armor, I feel like the barbarian would be probably one of the
Yeah, whoever's
better
better
ones.
upfront the most.
Yep, it is just... Yeah, it's just magical clothes, right? That's able to repair itself.
So I'll take them if nobody else has any objections.
Okay, gotcha.
Dude, I have the mending spell. I don't need it.
No!
Yeah, it's basically clothes that are always under the mending spell. So you can look up a clothes of mending and add it to your permanent magic items over there. As S picks up the cultist and heads inside to show him to Zephyros over here. And let's go ahead and take just like a 5-minute break here. Go grab some water. Use the potty.
Real quick, Rashad, can we say that he's restrained as
Oh yeah,
steps in
yeah.
the path in
You
front of
guys
Zephyros,
tie him
and I
up.
restrained him. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
you guys tie him up.
I just want to make sure that we're clear there because I didn't want him escaping.
No, that makes sense.
Not like he can go anywhere.
I mean, you're not wrong, but still, you know, if people have the spell Dimension Door, I don't know if you know this.
All right, let me.
Like, seriously, they've hired a guy. He starts at 7 in the morning, and before lunch, he's already on the cart. When I first started, you were trained for at least 2 weeks on that shit. And even then, they still watched to make sure you were doing okay.
He said, "Fuck
Yeah.
it, send it."
Basically,
much, yeah.
there's supervisors out there that'll fucking do that, dude.
Okay.
Just
Well, you want on table? Everybody back? I hear Mikey, Tom, Chandler, Sin, Angel. You guys
I'm
back?
chilling.
Alex is muted.
Yeah. Chandler, you back?
I'm ready to
Cool.
roll.
Just waiting on Alex then, see if he's here. She very well might be.
Oh, there he is.
I want to get Elden Rings. Oh, go ahead.
Do it. Okay, so as you all approach with this cultist, Zephyros looks upon all of you as you enter. He says,
Oh, I was watching the whole thing. It seems these ones are posing our heroes. But I think they were meant to talk to me. Did they say what they were here for, by any chance?
Unfortunately, they would only tell you that. Thankfully,
Well, let's wake this one up, eh?
I
Ooh,
go ahead
Can
and
Felix?
slap
Oh,
him in the
go ahead.
face.
Yeah.
so you both, S and Felix, slap this cultist in the face at the same time, right?
I wanted to be a backhand specifically, though. I want to be a backhand.
It takes a few tries for him to arouse, but as Zephyros still kind of continues on just a little bit, as he says to you all, as you're still gonna smack this cultist to wake him up.
I apologize for not helping protect you, but the greater entities have proclaimed for if I do too much to interfere with your journey, then I will bring destruction upon the world, and I would very much like to avoid that, if I could.
Fair enough.
Right. And this cultist begins to wake up a bit with bruises all over his face. What?
Whoops.
What? Oh, I've been captured. Free me. As he realizes that he is underneath the giant desk of Zephyros, you all see this cultist's eyes goes wide. as he says, Yansin Bin wishes an audience with you, Zephyros. These ones here murdered a delegation, a peaceful delegation, mind you. As he says,
I'm gonna stop him right there. I'm gonna stop him right there and be like, look, all my buddy did was say something and y'all got offended, y'all got your panties in a twist, and then y'all wanted to act like y'all wanted to fight, so y'all fucked around, you found out, do you want to end up like your buddies?
And the masked one here shot arrows at us. Who would you assume to have taken the true first shot?
Okay, he did shoot arrows, but when you're on a giant cloud with a giant who's been friendly and y'all are driving fucking vultures that are like twice the size of normal ones, if not 3 times, what would you do? What would you think? And what was up with that invisible stalker that you brought with you?
The invisible stalker was a protective air elemental, a guard to protect us from infidels and heretics such as yourselves.
Okay.
Looks like it did a shit job.
Yeah, it's dead. Like outside, I can take you to the body, maybe, perhaps. I can have a buddy.
Heretic
Like
who?
Correction, and as he says, heretic to who? The excuse me, the cultist turns to you, Felix, as he says, the howling hatred worships air elementals, and we wish to bring their might throughout the entire world.
Okay,
I wouldn't say we're an evil organization, but perhaps there's other things we can do.
I grab the cultist by the collar and kind of get him close to my face, and then do an attempt of intimidation of,
Yeah,
what
go
the
ahead.
fuck did that have to do with Zephyros?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an intimidation check for me to see as he's still. Go ahead and roll at advantage because he's surrounded and he's binded. Sweet, that's yeah, dirty
That's
20.
20.
Yeah. So as you're kind of like bring him in closer, he says, "I speak on behalf of Yansin Ben, one of the leaders of the Howling Hatred. We suspected that a cloud giant of all things would seek to partner and ally with the Howling Hatred."
what if he just wanted to just like float in his floaty castle thing and not be disturbed?
At that same time, you see like Zephyros still kind of stroking his beard, kind of listening to the conversation between all of you as he says,
Do you all know much of this howling hatred? I might have something in my many years of research. This cult has been around for a very long time, but my memory doesn't serve me right now.
let's go and do a group history check for me. It's going to be a group history check for everybody. I'll take an average, see how well you guys do.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Thank God for that nat 20.
22.
I got a 7.
Yeah.
I got 15.
15, yeah.
Guys,
Okay,
there's
no
a reason I
worries.
was a barbarian.
No worries. So like as Victor and Asmodus kind of carries the group, as you all recall information that throughout like the Sword Coast there are cults of elemental evil. You definitely recall that the Howling Hatred, along with some of the others of the other like elementals for earth, fire, and water, they're essentially akin to terrorists in a way. So very bad organization here. Right, so it's information that you do know. As Zephyros asks, what is the Howling Hatred?
These are the guys that you don't want coming to your front door, of all people. They're not exactly great.
Is that so?
Yeah,
He
they're,
proclaims stories of us attacking him and there being innocent, but unfortunately, it's far from the truth. Honestly, I would have killed him earlier.
Yeah, I don't.
I tried
don't
to.
build this lot.
They attacked Boss Man.
I will listen to the counsel of these heroes here. What do you think we should do with this cultist? He seems
say
to
you
have
drop him.
surrendered already. Perhaps we should send him back to his cult with a warning.
That's only gonna get him closer to you. I say we kill him.
I will
I
rely
say we kill
upon
him funnily.
your good judgment.
Or
What does the
Hear
group
me out.
decide to do? You guys talk amongst yourselves, and once you guys come to a decision together, we will proceed.
hear me out.
Anyone
I say
think
that
his
we
bones
drop
are
him
shiny?
off the top of. I say we drop him off of the cloud, like we had whatever the other dude's name fall off.
Can I ask the cultist if he has had any bone replacements or any surgeries lately?
He kind of looks
As
at
I
you
inspect
with
his teeth.
He looks at you with a very confused expression, and he does not speak. He's just very confused at your question.
Can I use my fingers like those forceps they use at the dentist, like open your mouth very wide, and can I inspect for like any like silver or
teeth.
gold teeth?
You can certainly try.
I want to
I would
see
like
him
to
do that little creepy
I wanna help
anime, like
him.
twinkling his fingers, and he goes, "Show me the teeth."
Gotcha.
I'm gonna hold the dude's mouth open.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll a sleight of or go and
Sleight
roll
of hand?
no, go ahead and roll an investigation at advantage for me. Do it at advantage because you're being helped right now, but from your group. Cool. And so with Lysander's assistance there, Lysander's got his hand in his position to where the cultist isn't able to kind of like bite down onto anybody's teeth, like fingers, as you put them in his mouth. And as you inspect, you actually see a lot of missing teeth. Like it's definitely his oral hygiene has not been very good.
Let me see what tools I have. One moment.
So that's the
Dagger.
suggestions of like what
Crowbar.
we should do.
Yeah. As Modus is speaking up.
In my personal opinion, yes, I think we should drop him off, but in one middle of nowhere, next to nothing, with no survival tools, and send him along his way, because one, we don't want to murder somebody out of the fact that he is surrendering to us, because that is not aligning with, the good faith that, Zephyros here is letting us stay with him. I understand he's leaving it up to us, but still, it's like out of respect for him, I don't want to have any more bloodshed than what we've already had. So I think that we should just drop him off in the middle of nowhere and just call it a good day, leave him with nothing, and he can figure it out from there.
Are your griffins
Okay.
hungry?
As this is being said, Felix takes out the string from his backpack and starts to
Okay.
like jerry rig like little knots around the rest of his teeth.
Okay, you jerry
And,
some knots. As Zephyros
yes.
answers your question, Lysander, of like, no, I feed them other things.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to
So
feed.
I say, well, let's go drop him off. I want to do like the little anime walk where I grab his collar and just start dragging his ass across the floor towards the door.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
continue to let out more and more string as he gets further away.
Okay, gotcha. And as you all kind of like help this cultist towards the front, Zephyros kind of stands up from his chair, acknowledging all of you as he says,
It seems you have all come to a decision unanimously. What is your choice?
We're throwing him off the edge.
Throwing him off the edge,
so-
you say? How will he land?
Would you be so kind to put a cloud underneath him to make him live? But we want him in the middle of nowhere, where he has to survive with just his bare fists.
Yes.
gotcha. And you can tell that the castle on the cloud has been like traveling throughout like this entire time you guys have been on it, heading towards the north. Even the air becoming a bit more frigid. Zephyros looks at you, Lysander, gives you a very solid head nod. As at the base of the temple or the tower, a nimbus cloud kind of appears.
as that nimbus cloud appears, what I want to do is I want to knock the cultist out and leave a note on his on the cloud as he goes down, saying, "If you come after us again, you will not be so lucky next time."
Gotcha.
Ooh,
And
you Felix still
sneakily
have
hide
that.
it.
Yep. No, you're
And
able
then
to
I
get
want
your
to
note on
sneakily.
there.
Yeah, but I want to without anybody else seeing, I want to sneakily hide a small knife, like it's just a little bitty like steak knife for him to be able to have some sort of protection.
Gotcha. Felix, you still have your string around this guy's teeth. What are you gonna do with that string?
Indeed. I'm going to hold on to it until he gets to the bottom, and then once he gets to the bottom, I'm going to snatch all of his teeth out.
Damn.
Okay, I mean this is a very long way and whatnot. I imagine you guys already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys already. You guys unrestrain him as he like gets onto this nimbus cloud. You see like an obvious really long line of string, kind of going from Felix to this guy as he kind of was just like looking around like, what's on my teeth?
I'm going to wait for him to start to descend, and then I'm going to yank it. Like, once he's out of sight, I'm going to yank it. And
I gotcha.
To alleviate some of the pain that would happen from this, Asmodeus is gonna like karate chop him in the back of the neck, knocking him out like anime style, just whap real quick and just knocking him clean out, just so he doesn't get hurt.
Gotcha. So, Victor, you see all this going on. What do you do?
I'm gonna just facepalm.
Got a little bit of a facepalm there. As you guys enact your plan here, managing to knock the cultists out, you, Lysander, managed to kind of stealthily place a little bit of like a steak knife on him to offer some form of protection. You, Felix, feel the right amount of like tension on your line before you yank your line, pulling the teeth from this cultist. As he begins his descent down towards the ground in the middle of somewhere in the north.
How many teeth do I get? Can I roll for that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a 1d6 because he didn't have too many. He was gummed up.
1d6.
Yeah.
Roll to everyone.
Yeah, he was gummed up.
6.
Nice, you got 6 teeth from this guy.
6 cultist teeth.
You got all of his
Nice.
teeth. You got all of his last.
He has no more teeth.
He has
He's
no
just
fucking
gumming around.
teeth. He's
gonna
just
gum
gumming things.
just-
And as you all kind of reconvene, to kind of get back to Zephyros here, he acknowledges you all as he says,
S, I've just remembered that book that I've promised you. I'll go fetch it and then I'm going to retire for the night. We have a very long journey. Be sure to rest up here, and remember, do not go to the airy, and do not come to the second floor, for that is my sleeping chambers.
Are you gonna sleep naked?
Are you serious, Lysander?
you say that, and he doesn't necessarily acknowledge it immediately, but we're kind of stopping and kind of like thinking about what you just said, before levitating forward, and he kind of disappears in that 20-foot hole.
I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, "Don't go there. He's gonna be naked."
I punch you in the back of the head.
I punch you back.
As you guys see, maybe like what looks like a massive fucking book that's like 10 to 15 feet in length and like a good 5 feet in width, and it probably weighs anywhere between like 300 to 400 pounds, comes slowly and gently floating down from the second floor to the first, and it lays right there in the center. And what you read the title in common is Wilderness and Explorations of the North, authored by Zephyros, the Cloud Giant. So, a book's out in front of you that'll essentially give you a bunch of information about the northern region that you're actually aspiring to get into, i.e. Icewind Dale and some of the surrounding structures. Okay? I imagine, would the group like to take the time to try to study through this book?
I'm gonna let.
Asmodeus was gonna offer to be assistance because Asmodeus doesn't need as much sleep as everybody else. In assisting S in whatever he was trying to learn here. And if he wants to keep it a secret from me, just to give me like a hint on what he's trying to learn, I'll be more than happy to relay the information without telling anybody else.
I
will. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to do a. I want to.
Oh, actually, hey, Mikey, we're going to talk. We'll talk after the game about more specific backstory stuff about you, because within this book, we'll find something about for you. I just need to come up with it. To be perfectly honest,
I already know what it is. Technically, I can tell you right now.
Let's do it after the game. We're not going to get into it like right now. Okay. Because I want to be able to build off of it and stuff like that.
Sure.
But the rest of the night is yours in the group. You guys let me know when you guys are ready to kind of take your long rest here. We'll kind of go forward. You guys can talk amongst yourselves, explain your backstories or anything like that. But for all intents and purposes, you guys are now traveling.
Gotcha.
Heck yeah.
Are there still eggs up on the table?
There are.
So,
at least for
and then the reason what I wanted to do was I wanted to do a roll for myself because I want to see if I can trust Alex. That's all I was gonna say. I wanted to do a insight check on myself.
Yeah, sure. And then I'll leave it up to your discretion, man.
I'm gonna roll opposing persuasion because I'm not trying to lie to you at all.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and talk amongst yourselves.
Technically, though, if you beat a 3, then
9.
Pretty persuasive.
9. I rolled a 9 on persuasion.
So I kind of look over you, Alex, and I kind of lean in, like from how
before we do this,
6 years.
Before we do this, Rashad, do you mind deafening Felix, Lysander, and Victor? So it's just like a thing between me and Mikey?
Yeah, you guys just give me like a message once you guys are done, okay? Why not? I've got no problem with doing that. Okay, you guys are good.
Alright, Mikey, go ahead and go for it.
So I look at you and I stare at you for a second, take a deep breath, and I take off my mask and I just look at you without saying a word, and then you find out I'm actually undead.
Gotcha. Okay. And so, Asmodeus knowing this, he had a sneaking suspicion because he can sense for up to a minute undead. So he kind of had a sneaking suspicion. But he's going to look at you dead in the eyes and go, I'm gonna put, Asmodeus is gonna put a hand on your shoulder and go, don't worry, I got you. Nobody has to know about this at all. I won't even tell Lysander, my most trusted person.
Fair enough.
And
I put my mask back on.
And whenever you're ready, Rashad, you can go ahead and let them be undeafened.
Okay,
appreciate you.
Oh, boop. Boop. And boop. Okay, gotcha. Sweet. So how else do you guys, if you so choose to get to know each other, actually, you know what, we'll just kind of go around and kind of just take a little vote on this one, since I don't want to eat up too much time right now. But who wants to actually, kind of talk to each other, get a little bit into your background so you guys actually know a little bit more about each other? Because it's going to take about 26 days to complete this journey. So it's 26 days, being together on this travel here. And I'm going to say we're gonna do 5 days here. First 5 days is relatively uneventful. Anything you guys talk about?
I am curious about Victor's cannon.
Yeah, go ahead.
How the hell do you make that?
Asmodeus is going to take the Shander off to the side and go and...
I've always tried to understand magic and I can never understand it.
I'm going to tell Lysander, hey, I'm going to send a message to Ruby and Hedge and tell them that we're still okay.
Sounds good to me. I'm gonna just let Hedge know that I'll be home soon. That we'll be home as soon as possible. And then I'm just going to rest for most of the time. Like, I'm still gonna go outside and walk around and everything, but otherwise I'm just gonna rest for the first 5 days.
Okay.
Buddy.
Can Felix ask Asmodeus if he has any spicy honey for the eggs?
I have the perfect thing for that. And Asmodeus reaches into the right-hand side of his coat pocket where he keeps the extra honey, and he pulls out the Tabasco honey. It's a hot sauce honey.
Tabasco honey. Dude, that sounds dangerous.
Perfect.
And I'm going to hand it to Felix and go, it should only take 2 drops. Any more than that, you will be breathing fire, and it's gonna suck.
Gotcha.
I want to put 5 drops on my next meal, please.
The staple of your guys' diet has just been like scrambled eggs for the last couple of days here. Who would be interested in trying to kind of sneak their way up to the window to see what the layout of that second and third floor was?
Same.
Okay, gotcha. So this is gonna be for the second floor for you, Lysander, and you, Asmodeus.
I want to go right
not
next to
Asmodeus,
him.
Jesus, Felix. Go ahead and do either athletics or acrobatics check, okay? Depending on what you get is gonna be an overall thing.
God damn it.
It's just gonna be 1 check.
Oh shit.
Yep. So
Wait,
first leg of the journey.
Can I go into
you guys,
a rage?
The first leg of your journey, you guys are unsuccessful in trying to kind of get to that second floor. Zephyros has kind of caught you on every attempt so far.
Don't worry, we have a lot of days.
Yeah, he's almost making it into almost like a fun little joke or a prank. Now is how he's kind of considering it. So another 5, another 10 days kind of go by, all on uneventful. Anything else you guys want to know about each other?
I wanted to ask Victor a few things about, his past and stuff. He doesn't have to get into great detail, but sharing food and sharing drink and stuff like that.
How do you
trying
talk to
get
Victor?
to know my friend. So Victor, you never told us, where exactly are you from? Victor? Victor? Victor! Victor!
Sorry, I was brushing my teeth. The moment we are done, I'm going to bed. So.
Oh, well, I just wanted to get to know you a little bit better. Where exactly are you from around these lands and parts?
Actually, I was from a small town not too far from where we all met up.
Oh, wow, okay. Interesting, yeah. My family actually owns the farmlands. I don't know because you live kind of around the same general area that we do, but my family owns the B-Suite company. I don't know if you heard of it. Hands him a business card. And I have free samples, obviously. Pulls out some honey.
Oh, man.
How does Victor react?
I take the free sample.
Okay.
Yeah, it's perfect on everything. You can try it on eggs, you can try it on toast, you can try it on fish. It's really good on what is it?
Fish.
Octopus. Octopus
Damn
is
it.
really good on.
Don't put honey on a fucking octopus. Don't do it. It sounds like a terrible
Really? I
idea.
heard that's really good.
It is. You should just try it. Look, try honey on everything, man. Asmodeus is a really good seller on honey. All right.
Okay. Lysander, Felix. What are you guys doing?
I see them and I gave in, and I'm gonna try and climb with them.
Okay, gotcha. So I want you 3 on this next leg of the journey. You guys been constantly trying but unsuccessful. Let's see if you guys are good now. Just doing either athletics or acrobatics check. Your choice. It's gonna be a single check.
Oh,
So before we roll, oh, he already rolled. I was gonna say, since we've been doing this for so long, is there any way that we can get even the slightest advantage to trying to get up the?
At this point, Zephyros has even been setting very mild prank-like tricks, like making some of the bricks more slippery than others, whatnot. So as you think you've kind of got caught an advantage, he sends you back at a disadvantage, whatnot.
Can Felix try to climb from the inside?
It's not so much from the way from the walls are kind of positioned and whatnot. The center of the hole is in the center of the ceiling, right?
Does a 24 get me anywhere?
Yes. So despite all of the struggles and despite all of the traps you're able to bypass, You, Felix, are
Yes!
the first one to actually get a glimpse of Zephyrus's room, right?
Can I look over to Lysander and tell him he needs to pay up?
I already handed you the gold that day. You saved my life, homie.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And so what you see kind of on like the throughout one of these windows here is, where is it at?
The naked.
So on the second
naked
floor,
giant.
so this level of the tower has an 80-foot high ceiling and a tall, slender windows set with panes of stained glass. So it looks very fancy. The furnishings inside include a giant-sized bed, where you see Zephyros in his robe, an enormous and an enormous wooden chest sealed by an arcane lock. And stone shelves protrude through the walls at like 20, 40, and 60 feet. These shelves bear the weight of Zephyrus' vast collection of journals. And off in the corner, you see a very large glowing orb. Go ahead and do an Arcana check for me, Felix.
Oh, shit. 15?
15. So as you take a look at that orb, you are able to work out that it is a navigation orb, which helps control the movement of the tower.
Start spinning that shit like it's a fucking track on a fucking soundboard. You start going in circles. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
make my way over to Zephyros's window, knock on it, tell him good morning.
So the window's definitely locked, but Zephyros kind of gives you kind of a solid clap, as you have finally managed to see inside his bedroom of all things. All right. More days kind of pass by. You all kind of dig into a little bit more of each other's backgrounds. You've flown probably about halfway there so far, with surprisingly like little interactions or other bad things kind of happening. It's just been a very kind of chill journey, right?
The only other thing that Asmodeus wanted to do was read through the book that was placed down here.
No worries.
It's basically an entirety.
I got you. Yep, so you guys are studying. I've got to fill you guys in on what information you're actually going to be able to pick up about the northern region here and whatnot. Okay, I got you. Who would be potentially even just like walking around on the outside or like standing passive guard throughout their days?
I'm the one that's been moving around the most, so I guess I could do that. Now that I think about it, because I moved up there to help them, then I came back in here. I've been moving a lot. Plus
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll the perception check for me there, S.
Perception. 13.
A 13. Sweet. So you like the air is getting a lot more frigid as you're getting further towards the north, right? Even Zephyros even kind of tearing up one of his big robes to kind of make little heavy blankets for all of you here from how cold it's been getting. But you don't see anything necessarily amiss on the 15th day of your travel, or rather 20th day of your travel here.
And throughout these past few days, can Felix kind of try to carve like a small piece of the glass out, like chip away at it to try to make enough room for him to sneak into the room?
So on this same day, US managed to see good old Felix up there, kind of still working at that magical window, kind of chipping at it like bit by bit by bit. Felix, go and roll a perception check for me.
Perception, I got you. Come on, don't fail me this time. Fuck! I don't see shit.
Gotcha. So you Felix, you're still focusing on this thing. You see Zephyros just kind of still like locking eyes with you, just watching you kind of like hit at this magical window that just doesn't seem to be budging or breaking. Before US and you, Felix, begin to hear a whoosh, whoosh, whoosh sound of very hard flapping wings.
I want to turn towards the noise, or which way that noise is coming from.
Gotcha. You turn towards and try to face towards the noise. You kind of look around. I need another perception check from both of you.
Can't get worse than that one.
Swoosh.
There we go.
Swoosh. Swoosh. Right? You turn towards the direction of the sun. You kind of try squinting your eyes there as to try to like get a gauge at what seems to be approaching, right? And as it gets closer and closer, the noise gets closer and closer. Something breaks through the clouds, and what you see kind of glistening off of its silvery scales is a huge silver dragon kind of gliding along the clouds. It's approaching the tower quickly. And as it flies closer, you see a number of what appears to be armored dwarves kind of clutched in its talons.
I lift my mask slightly, and you put my fingers in my mouth, and I just make a loud ass whistle.
You all hear
Can you say that we've had a...
Yeah,
you guys that we've had a long rest between this?
You guys have definitely had a long rest, right? And you guys all hear this really loud whistle, and that's where we're gonna actually end from there. That's where we're gonna end tonight.